Did you hear that Turkey Fest liner that was playing? Well, that had to be on our side, wasn't it? Well, you know what? Then it's good to know that in the news booth there is a button that any time that the news anchor needs the Turkey Fest liner, it's right there. Well, I don't even know why it would be there.
Oh, that exactly in the newsroom.
That was hilarious. Well, it was kind of funny, too, because no one looked at you. We all looked at Ethan.
Yeah, we were yelling at Ethan.
It was
He go,
Ethan.
what'd I do?
Right there.
That was hilarious.
Hey, is that right next to the seat ejection button?
Yeah.
There's two of them over there.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So,
Okay.
the death of Gene Hackman. So that was so the movie Hoosiers. You know, we have a little connection because Jimmy Chitwood, who played, made the shot, worked for me at the hardware store when he was discovered or cast, I should say.
Do his mother's voice. You're really good at his mother's voice.
Marty's telephone. He was always late for, but oddly enough, then Bobby Plump has been a customer of our store since the 70s. So it's kind of funny that the hardware store that Bobby Plump went to, the kid, one of the clerks, ended up playing him in a movie.
That's cool.
So, but anyway, so people start calling. Allison called. They said, "Hey, do you have Morris's number? Can you?" So he goes, "Well, I'm in meetings all day, so blah blah blah." He goes, "I had to turn down Dan Patrick."
Oh my goodness!
So then later in the day is about 5:00. I pick up the phone. It's CBS News New York.
Oh, wow.
And they had gone online, and we had an event last year where Bobby Plump and Mars Valinas came for our 70th anniversary and signed autographs for Hoosiers and, our connection to Hoosiers. And they found that, and they assumed, well, we must know Mars. So they called me. It's like, no, I'll let them know.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah,
It is cool.
It's very funny. But just how people track down things nowadays.
Right.
Now that's how Terry Stacy does it. Terry's got bird dog
it's
in
like
her.
fishing to me. I throw out a cast. I've been trying to find. This week I was so disappointed. I really have a good record of tracking down people, but this week I wanted to find seat fillers at the Oscars.
What is that, a person?
That's a job.
Yeah,
It's so cool. You have as a job, you get to, you register a lot. Thousands of people do. They all apply. And then if you're selected, you go, you dress up, and then when somebody's got to go to the bathroom, you fill the seat.
Oh.
As God is my witness, I thought she said cheek fillers. And I'm thinking, what do you need
I
that
have no
for?
idea what you're
cheek
talking
fillers.
about. I thought it was some sort of auto body thing.
No, it's a thing.
How
It's
many?
like,
Okay, so
job.
how many do they possibly need?
I think they take like 50.
yeah.
They take like 50 per award show.
How crazy that they're so worried about that.
About the TV, about what it looks like.
Yeah, and like when people go up to get their award, like usually they'll be backstage for a little while, so then there will be a seat filler so that there's not just like an empty seat from someone who stood up to get the
So do you
award.
get to wear a black tie and a gown?
Well, yeah,
I mean,
you got to. They have a nice lunch for you before it all starts. And then you go and do the job. And they tell you to wear, it's even great because you can just wear flat shoes. They say, please wear flat shoes. You don't have to wear high heels.
Oh, because
you're gonna be
what
running.
they don't need is a seat filler crashing.
That's crashing or that's feet hurt.
Making a scene.
Yeah,
So
cheek
I want
fillers.
that job. But
Yeah,
I
I
really
do
was
too.
trying
I
to
think that
find
would be
somebody.
awesome.
If somebody out there listening knows of a seat filler, I still have one day to get it on to first day tomorrow. I'm looking.
So you want to talk to a seat filler?
I want to talk to a seat filler or a former seat filler.
So
would
if
be
you
great.
need, if you've got one, you know somebody. It's Terry, TERRI at WIBC.com.
Okay,
That's cool.
Okay, so far, let's just review the show thus far.
Oh, that's right. We got off
played
track.
a
My
liner
fault.
for Turkey Fest.
We're looking
Talked
for
about
seat
Hoosiers.
fillers.
Now we're looking for seat fillers.
I know.
It's
went
gonna be a
fast
good
in
show.
blur.
We're really covering a lot of bases
Yeah,
today.
it's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sasha.
Thanks.
Power tools. Power tools.
Where's Allison?
Allison's on vacation.
She couldn't have stopped that. She couldn't have stopped all that from happening.
I just feel better when she's here.
Even when stuff
We all
goes
do.
wrong.
Yeah.
Aw.
Allison is on in Florida.
She is.
So she had a. What did she tell me? I kind of forgot she was gone. But
She had a cruise.
they had a cruise, and the weather was so cold, and it was just kind of left a bad taste. So her and her mom went down for the weekend, I believe.
She just
That's
needed
nice.
some warmth.
She needed some warmth.
Hey, our YouTube channel is broadcasting, but it's only broadcasting a banner because we're having camera trouble.
Where's Allison?
Well,
We
they
need
were having
Allison.
trouble yesterday on the Kendall and Casey show.
Were they?
That camera in particular.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's me. You pointed
It was
at me.
causing
So-
trouble.
It's all me, pal.
Yeah.
They had to let go of it.
We had a good old full system reboot last night, and so I think we're all kind of chasing our
yeah.
tails.
I
Trying
had
to get back to,
I had just logged in and it logged me out and said your computer's being updated, so something's going on around here. Welcome to Radio Free Kentucky.
It's good. It's all okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw the most beautiful, beautiful flower online yesterday.
Oh.
Social media, and it's from Japan, and it's a glass flower. It's a flower, but when the water hits it, it becomes transparent and it looks like glass.
Oh my goodness.
That's really
Oh
cool.
my gosh, it's the most beautiful thing. Have you heard of it?
No, but it seems like it would be something because of that feature that would be a plant that would be easy to overwater.
Oh,
But you
that's a
can't
good
see
point.
it.
You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, just because everyone coming in and go, hey, you got to see this.
But-
And then they
but
would
think
just,
about-
you'd be
Just
watering the
showing
plant
it
2-3
off.
times
Yeah.
a day.
Think what
Yeah.
the cellular reaction must be. I mean, we know what photosynthesis is, but to actually go glass,
I
that'd be really
don't.
weird.
It's beautiful. I mean, I guess it looks like it just becomes transparent. So when it's kind of wet and glistening, it looks like it's glass.
Well, for those of you wondering, this is the Home and Garden Show.
It
We're
is.
brought to you
What's
by
the
the
name of it?
Michaelis
Something
Corporation.
from Japan.
Water
Something-
storms,
So
fire
just
and wet
Google
basements.
something from Japan.
Life happens.
Flower. from
Michaelis
Japan.
happens to help you.
You know, I
through
brought
it.
you some popcorn.
And
It's my
their number
favorite.
is 844-FIX-INDY.
It's
you.
I brought it because
You can tell that
it
Allison's not
expires
here.
in a month.
Allison
Snickerdoodle.
points at us when
Yeah.
we're allowed to talk.
Snickerdoodle.
Yeah. It
Oh,
expires,
man.
so we have to eat it before April 1st.
I wish you'd bring us all the almost expired snacks. We'll take them.
Okay.
Terry eats anything.
Yeah.
You know that, don't you?
We actually had some popcorn, also popcorn, that had expired like the 25th of February, and we sold it for $2, and it just said, expired popcorn, you've been warned.
Wow. You know, you had the cheese ball from Christmas in your car.
Yep.
And Terry, I hear you crunching there. You're like Tony
Thank you so
Katz's
much.
popcorn segment. Do you like that?
That's good.
Tony
Thank you, Pop.
Katz's segment?
You're welcome. I'm sorry, you started to say something. Tony Katz.
Tony.
Oh, that was something else.
That was
I
something
thought you were going somewhere else.
I was. It's all right.
And then you stopped. Do you know who Julia Reagan is?
Where's she from?
I don't know. She's just on billboards around town. She passed away.
Oh, and
her family
has put those.
put
I
those
have seen those.
billboards up.
Mother,
and it's like,
grandmother.
yeah, and I
she-
just thought, wow,
What a
there's
beautiful
somebody
thing.
a beautiful thing. Somebody loves their mom and their grandma, and I'm just thinking, I wonder if I could even get like, just a small A-frame sign or something, maybe at the back of the garden center.
When your time comes.
Yeah. But
Well,
I mean,
sure,
I
if you want
see,
that.
I mean, it's been a couple months now, it seems like. And I think, what a great family to honor their
I love it.
Julia like that.
I love it. You know, Jeff Pigeon used to want to be stuffed and put in the lobby
Really?
Really?
Pidge just had a 75th
with his hand out.
birthday.
He said, "With my hand out."
With my hand out. Hey, I came in this morning and I met the son of Andrew J. Brown. He's on WTLC, the fifth floor.
Oh,
He was coming in and
sure.
I just opened the door for him.
Andrew
And,
J. Brown. You see that name
That-
on street
On the
signs,
street
on
signs.
schools.
Well, this is his son, and he does a Saturday morning show on TLC.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Nice guy. They're the fifth floor. They're one floor above us. Is that right?
Yes, one floor above us.
But number one in our heart.
Absolutely, that was beautiful.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
it was so fast.
That was pretty
too.
quick, too. Huh?
Did I talk a couple weeks ago? Beth and I now we're owners of grave plots.
I'm sorry.
We bought a couple plots.
We're
Where did you
thinking
go?
we're in that mode also.
Yeah,
We're shopping around.
Are you? Well, okay, I did too. And follow me. And again, if I've already told the story, but it's Our Lady of Peace. It's right at the Fashion Mall. It's the one corner
Oh.
that's
I know
not
where that is.
commercial.
Wait. I can't
it's
see
right
this in my
behind
head.
It's to the south of it.
Is it looking at
No.
465?
Well,
You're on the you're on the west side of
that's right.
Keystone,
That's right.
West of Keystone. Hold on. Okay, west of Keystone.
north of 86th Street,
And north of 86th Street.
tucked back in there in the corner.
Okay, coming off of Keystone
Yeah.
onto
Right.
that
And
ramp.
it
literally
and the
right
sign says
across.
now hiring.
It's
well, that doesn't seem
it's
like a-
right across from the Fashion Mall, and it's like it's going to go commercial. So this is an investment.
So you want to buy that piece of
we
land?
did. No, we bought 2 plots.
Is it already a cemetery?
Yeah.
I would have figured you had a family plot. You'd want to be by mom.
Well,
and
we
dad.
are by mom and dad. It was the last 2 in the neighborhood.
Oh, in the late.
We have a big family. The Hugheses are like
Wow.
probably bought up.
Yeah.
So what are you facing? Your 2 plots. Are they facing the ramp? Are they facing?
No,
What are they
we're-
looking at? What are the plots
Probably
looking
facing trees because they have a nice buffer of trees around it.
Well, we're facing. I guess it would be, what is that restaurant?
at? Oh, you're facing a restaurant.
Well,
You're
it's
facing-
right there.
Ironworks.
It's like
you're be facing Ironworks.
the Ironworks on one side. You got I'm telling you,
Why did you
It's-
choose that cemetery?
because it may go commercial, and I think my heirs could make some money.
You could have a foundation right at your feet.
Can somebody come and say, "Hey, I want to buy that," even though there are people already buried there? I want to buy
There
that.
are laws about that of protecting cemeteries.
We think we need another condominium there or something. We think we need apartments or.
Now, you know, Terry's kind of grouchy about all this type of expansion.
Oh my gosh!
You know, they've taken over they've taken over our cropland. Now they're taking over our cemeteries.
and our one.
No,
our
no, they're not
2-lane
taking over the cemetery.
Washington Street.
They got to
This
get
is-
through you first.
This is just this is a long game, and I'm talking, could
Pat,
be 150 years.
the way you are depreciating,
But-
Pat.
Bet it's sooner.
You may not last another 5.
I may not last the day, Den. We
So
just
you got
don't
it.
know.
It's you
yeah.
signed the document.
Yeah.
That's where you're going.
Yeah, so we bought. You know how like you can go to and you can buy single seats,
Right.
right? And you could save a little money. So that's what we did.
Single seats.
Yeah. So Beth, we're not next to each other.
What? Come on now.
Well, because
you
we
cheapskate.
saved. I mean, we
Wait,
saved $4,000 by
Hey,
buying singles.
you got to
know
be
what?
by
You're
your
right.
loved
it's just
one.
It's just your body.
Yeah.
Terry, that's
It's just
wrong.
It's
I
just
mean,
their
we're-
bodies, and their souls are already gone.
I'm
In
telling you,
some countries, they stack you on top. They
It's-
want you to be that close.
this is going. It's not a big deal. Like I would say, from once the leaves fall till the next set of leaves come out, we can see each other. We could wave.
Sullivan,
Beth and I. So
who's next to
you've
you?
got to be kidding me.
Is there somebody else next to you?
I didn't really look, but it just wasn't available.
If there wasn't two
Right.
side by
So I'm
sides, we're
close
not
to.
available.
I can see my parents,
Okay.
and then Denny has given me the break side. Listen,
Well,
first of all, you're not the producer.
I'm not the
Second
producer,
of
but
all,
you're not looking
I'm
at the
talking-
producer. I'm the interpreter.
I am
listen.
talking about my death and where
You're
I'm
talking
my
about being
final,
separated from your
my
wife for the
final
rest of
resting place.
eternity because you're too cheap to
Be
buy
quiet.
side by
This is such
side
a problem.
plots.
People don't like talking about this, but I'm totally interested in this.
Yeah. So, anyways, we got the singles, saved $4,000,
Okay.
and we're close.
How much they going for now?
It was $13,000 for 2.
Wow.
Can you believe how much it costs to be
I
buried?
think that's what it is.
You know, when Snuffy was getting older, he said,
And they don't give senior
he
discounts
said,
because
just put
everybody's
me
a
in
senior.
an 80-gallon water heater box and roll me over the levee. And somebody in the firm said, Snuffy, a 30-gallon will do. So,
Hold on. Monsignor Shadle.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What's
Okay.
well, certainly there's nothing he could be upset about, is there?
Okay. At Our Lady of Peace, which is a cemetery, impossible for the Archdiocese to sell. And I think you'll be facing flames.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I
He's got
like
a
him.
great sense of humor.
listen, Monsignor, I know that you think, it's impossible. Money talks, pal. You know that.
Whoa,
They'll
you're
be-
calling out Monsignor?
They'll be moving all the Northside Catholics out to Arcadia or something.
Man, oh man, you're not buying a plot next to your wife. You're calling out Monsignor.
That
Do you
high
want
rise,
to go to hell?
That high rise is going up. Might be 100 years or so.
I think sooner.
We
think
we
sooner.
better break, Pat.
Okay. 239-93. It's only 20 after. 239-9393.
Oh.
I'm out of Lexapro too. I don't know where.
We'll just put the call out for it.
Do you take any?
No.
Oh, shoot.
I don't.
Okay. No,
I don't. I do have beetroot.
We're coming right back. 93 WIBC.
Going tonight, she hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in 12:30 flight. The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. My name is Pat. My friend Denny is here.
Morning, Patrick.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy.
Hi. Oh, thanks very much. I appreciate that. Glad to be
Allison,
here.
unfortunately, is in Florida.
She is.
You know, the really sad thing about Terry getting that Hall of Fame, she really never got her moment of glory because it was
It's
the year
okay.
of COVID.
During COVID.
I felt
was
so
kinda
bad
grateful.
for her.
No, I was grateful for it.
I bought the
because-
ticket. I was ready to go to the show and watch, and then it just got canceled.
I
got
say that
canceled.
we reenact it right here in the studio.
No,
we'll
I
bring
don't
in
have anything
some of
prepared.
our listeners.
I don't have
And-
anything prepared at all. I would like
I
to
can
thank,
hear her
though,
say, it all began
to
in a
all the
5,000
people-
watt.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
She's thanking.
No, I really know.
You want to thank all the
I wanna thank-
little people.
I want to thank everybody that really, truly supported me. I want to start with Gary Todd.
Boy, it's only a 3.5 hour show, Terry. You know,
That's all right. Let her go.
I want
Let
to
her
start
go.
with Gary,
Gary Todd.
Todd and Joe Pickett,
Joe was the best.
Fred Heckman.
Second best.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's looking at you.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
You worked with some
Big John Gillis.
Big John.
What fun.
Hey, I saw saw Sherry this week, and I
Oh,
told her
did
you
you?
said hello.
Oh, I'm so glad you did.
What was the name of the big poodle? Was that Travis? What name
Oh,
was
gosh.
that?
Big John's poodle?
Big John's poodle?
I don't remember. That's terrible. It was a long time ago.
If you're trying to watch us on YouTube, we are having technical difficulties. I think it was Hammer and Nigel yesterday because they went out boozing at the bowling alley.
You know what I remember about Joe and Fred is back in the days, things have changed, but we had two news anchors.
Yeah.
And they started that broadcast. I'm Joe Pickett. I'm Fred Heckman.
It's really good.
It's like, and
It's
I just
good. And they were
remember that
different
as a
as night
kid.
and
Yeah.
day.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Joe Pickett would tell you that Fred Heckman saved his life.
Yeah.
Joe had some challenges, and Fred they were friends. And,
deep.
and when they started telling stories about when they were dating, when they were younger, oh golly,
Hey,
it'd just be fun.
somebody might know Julia Reagan.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hi, Paula.
Hi. I go by billboards all the time with her name, and the other day I realized that the billboard company is named Reagan.
Oh, so it's a family
there
So
business.
you think it's a family?
Good
I
job,
think
Paula.
it's the family.
You could be an investigative
You
She could
reporter.
be
Right.
Quincy, couldn't she?
That's
Yeah.
good.
She
Well,
could
it's sad. I've been looking at those for over a year. So
Has it been that long? I just kind of noticed in the last few months, but time goes by so fast.
Those electronic billboards they can put in rotation, and if they've got an empty slot, they've got fillers just like
Yeah.
we do.
You're not allowed to have those in Marion County unless it's on state ground.
Oh man,
I love billboards.
Paula, that was really
I
good.
do.
Thank you for telling
Yeah,
us.
thank you, Paula.
well, you're quite welcome. Have a wonderful day. I love your show.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Family trips always were in the car. And that anywhere that was what you watched. That was what you didn't have.
That and the Burma
like a
shave
phone in
signs,
front of
yeah.
you. So you watched billboards along the way, and there were some that would say, Smoky Mountains or Gatlinburg,
Yeah.
whatever, 50 miles, and then they just as you got closer, every 10 miles, there'd be another one, and it would say, it just was really fun to watch billboards.
and I thought that's okay. And obviously, we didn't have the technology we have today, and so billboards played an important role when you're on the interstate.
oh,
But
absolutely.
the clutter that they do in our city, I'm not a big fan of.
No,
You've got an electronic sign at 71st at Keystone.
it's a big one.
You know how I got that?
You threw the liquor store information off of it because it was out there forever.
No, I got that little electronic sign, which they don't like unless you're, it's okay for schools to have them, but business. But anyways, I got it by agreeing to take down a full billboard. that was right there.
You know what?
The corner of 71st and Keystone had so many billboards on it.
You realize how many firsts you are? The first one to have an electronic sign, the first one to have a beer and wine inside a hardware store, a restaurant, a train. I mean, an amusement park.
You should have a national day.
Yeah, I know. The Pat Sullivan National Day. Are you the Irishman of the Year yet?
No.
You should be.
I'm surprised that your time hasn't come for that.
I'm too young.
He had to get the
Oh,
cemetery plots first.
Yeah, that's
I've
right.
seen some
Yeah, it's
pretty
one of-
young.
Yeah, until you get the cemetery plots. That's how they choose. That's how they choose. They go
Is that
through
it?
the rolls of people that own plots, but they're not in them.
Did you, speaking of the dead or cemeteries, did you see where Gene Hackman, that they thought he had been dead for over 9 days?
Yeah.
And I thought Hammer's analysis was really good, that they had appeared that he had fallen and passed. And Hammer, who could have been Quincy himself, came in and said, well, I think his wife probably found him and then got scared and then OD'd.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the pills fell on the floor, went under the door into the kennel, and the dog lapped him up.
Or the dog starved to death.
Well, I think the dog
truly.
starved to
Did
death.
starve to death.
I think the dog starved to death.
Well, Hammer missed one, but he got two.
yeah.
But they said that those pills were not anything
Yeah, it was like
of
Tylenol.
narcotic. Yeah, it was like blood pressure
blood
medicine,
pressure, and something else that you wouldn't think would have anything
But they
to do
said
with
they were
toenail
both-
fungus.
Oh,
Was
quit
it
it, Pat.
No, Pat. Not
Come
time.
on.
Not time
What?
yet.
That's,
No.
Don't speak of the dead
Not
that
yet.
way. It could be.
I hope people speak of.
There's
the
your
dead when I die.
Lexapro. There's some Lexapro over there, Pat. If you need some, send them a note. They might mail it out to you.
Okay.
Bless your heart. Hey, a couple
I
things.
think Denny must have toenail fungus. 'cause
I don't
that
have
really-
toenail fungus.
That really set him
It
off.
probably did.
There's
It probably
something.
was like a-
It's
Okay.
obviously I hit a
You
hot
did.
button.
One of my mom and dad's best friends was a
that right,
former,
Ethan?
was a former Marine. Well, I guess you're always a Marine. And when we went camping, we had to double up in the shower because we didn't have enough hot water. So Bud always told me,
Wow.
he says, if you don't want athlete's foot, pee on your toes. That's how. And I heard that from a Marine who has to know.
Wish I could shut your mic off.
Hey, coming up.
So anyways,
you got
Dan-
choices for In the Weeds this week.
Okay, first of all, I'm still doing the introductions, and Ethan is behind the board
Yay!
because I really never got through that. And then I also have Jim wants to talk about seat fillers.
All right.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Hi, Jim.
He knows one.
Hi,
Hi, Jim.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear. We're all ready to take notes.
All right. Well, you could take notes from Seinfeld because Kramer was a famous seat filler.
Oh my
He
gosh.
was?
I don't remember.
Crazy
that.
Kramer? Cosmo Kramer?
I don't
Crazy
remember.
Kramer, yes. During the Tonys, he got on and he was a seat filler at the Tonys.
Oh, my Lord. That's
Oh,
great.
man.
That is awesome.
Learned all about seat fillers from Kramer.
I love
Thanks,
the
Jim.
story.
You know,
I still wish I could find one.
A whole generation.
Yeah.
A whole generation has
It's so
learned from
funny.
Seinfeld.
I know it. Still makes me laugh.
You know, the fill-in, Allison was telling me the fill-in, they have a fill-in on Hammer and Nigel that used to, was an intern.
Jeff Boggs.
Yes.
Oh, right? The
Jeff,
guy that,
that's
was
right.
He's a writer. He became a writer.
He was
Yeah, but as an intern, he's the one that was always assaulted by the guy with the soup Nazi.
That is a
And that's
great
how
story.
that.
That's right.
How
It was a
crazy
true
a
story.
story is that? All right, we're coming right back.
Hold on. I got to give you a
Okay.
tease here.
Oh.
Okay, for In the Weeds, you can choose between fruit, vegetable, seed, garden bounty, which is more nutritious, or cosmic shifts, understanding the changing times.
You know, tomato is really a fruit. You know.
Yeah. it
That's,
is.
wait, yeah,
I just
you
wanted
can
to-
choose that.
I
for
just
the,
wanted to throw
you
that
can
out.
choose that for
Watermelon
In the
is a
Weeds.
vegetable.
So we have to. Okay, we'll choose when we
You
come
get to
back.
choose when we come back.
93 WIBC. Can hardly wait
Right.
for this particular segment. It's called, and will remain forever. We'll be on his tombstone. In the Weeds.
Brought
with
to you by
Denny Smith.
Brought to you by the wonderful folks at EF Marburger, 9999 North Allisonville Road, for all of your flooring needs. All right, so you got to choose, okay?
All right,
you
hope it's a good one.
We can do fruit, vegetable, or seed. We can do garden bounty, which is more nutritious, or cosmic shifts, understanding the changing times.
No.
Definitely not that.
I worked really hard on that one.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, you just keep pitching
All right,
that
so
one,
it's
pal.
down to garden beauty, which is more nutritious, or fruit, vegetable, or seed.
What do you think? What do you think?
There's a conference going on in the studio. Pat and Terry have taken off their headsets. Ready?
We have a question.
Yes, sir?
Which one, according to Jane, your wife, would be more fun.
She said the same thing you said. Don't do the cosmic shifts, understanding change on time.
That's
over
that's
Pat.
obvious.
She said it's over Pat's head. She didn't say it was over Terry's head. She said it was over Pat's
Thank you,
head.
Jane.
I don't know. Garden Bounty, which is more nutritious, fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Wait, Garden Bounty?
Garden Bounty.
Was one thing, and then...
No. Which is more nutritious of the Garden Bounty or fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Like which one better for us, right? Healthier?
I don't want to do that one. No.
Can you make a decision here?
Fruit and vegetables.
Fruit and vegetables.
All right. Question. A pumpkin. Is it a fruit, a vegetable, or a seed? A pumpkin.
It's a gourd.
It's a seed. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait,
Let
say
me
that
think
again.
It's the first question.
I know.
Could you please repeat that?
Pumpkin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a fruit, a vegetable, or a seed?
It's a vegetable.
What does that mean, a seed? It's a pumpkin.
It came from a seed.
Yeah.
Seed is something that propagates. Okay, so it's going to be a nut or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
All right, so Terry says vegetable. Pat, what do you say?
I say gourd.
It is actually a fruit. Botanically, it develops from a flower, and therefore it contains seeds, and that makes it a
Okay,
fruit.
next.
All right, a carrot. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Vegetable.
Well, yeah, I think it's a vegetable. Don't be.
You guys got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're 1 out of 2. Here's a good one. A pea. Is it a fruit, a vegetable, or a seed?
Oh, so this is going to be your seed.
I say seed.
No, wait a minute. Let's think about that. Is it a seed? We're going to go with seed.
You guys are very
yes.
white. Don't change your mind now. Okay. The ladies at E.F. Marburger would be disappointed in you. Though often considered a vegetable in culinary terms, it's actually a seed. All right, so this is an easy one.
I love peas. I think that's my favorite.
All right, well, hold that
vegetable
thought.
of
An
all.
avocado. Is it a fruit, a vegetable? Pat.
Onomatopoeia.
Oh,
Edamame.
Edamame.
Onomatopoeia.
It's really good.
Onomatopoeia.
I don't know if it's healthy or not.
edamame.
So
It's
healthy.
really
It's
good.
a
Pat.
serving.
Pat.
Really good. Yep.
Focus. Avocado. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
That would be a fruit.
Terry Lynn?
An avocado would be
Fruit, vegetable,
a
or seed?
Fruit.
Good. It has a single large seed and grows from a flowering tree. Notice this. Okay, here's one for you.
Okay.
Broccoli. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Ooh, vegetable.
Vegetable.
Good. You guys are getting better because it's considered the flower head of the plant. Corn kernels. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
That's definitely a vegetable.
Yeah, vegetable.
No, it's a
seed.
seed.
It's a seed, I mean.
Oh, Terry she almost came to her senses, but she got sucked into by Pat Sullivan. No, it's corn on the cob. It's technically a fruit, and the kernels are the seeds of that fruit.
Now, that's confusing.
I know.
Wait a minute.
I'm giving it to Terry. Terry at least recognized that there was a difference.
That's confusing, though. That
All
one
right.
is.
Pat, this one's yours. A cucumber. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed? A cucumber.
A cucumber, also known as the cuke.
I'm at the cukes.
Kooks. Which
Nice
is what I'm
cuke
broadcasting
you got there.
with. All right,
I'm
cucumber.
gonna say
Fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Vegetable.
I think that one is a seed.
You're both
I mean,
wrong.
it's a
It develops
fruit.
from a flower and it contains seeds, so therefore it is a fruit. I'm trying to make this educational. I am not making
I
this
don't
up.
know what liberal
All right, Pat, I'll give you an easy one.
vegetable grower.
It's a fruit.
They're trying to change everything.
Pat,
Yeah.
They're trying to.
this
see,
is the Popeye question.
This is why
Spinach. Is it a
boys
fruit?
cannot play in girls' sports.
This is why we're overweight.
It's exactly
Spinach.
why.
I only got 3 questions left. Spinach, is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
I don't, just don't
Vegetable.
care anymore.
Vegetable. That's right. It's a leafy green vegetable. Sunflower seeds. Pat, you got to get this one right. Is it a fruit,
I'm gonna say
vegetable, or
seed.
seed? Right?
I think that's a seed.
And now, Pat, you cannot answer this one. You cannot answer this. This is question number 10. A tomato. Is it a fruit, vegetable, or seed?
Fruit. This is also another confusing one.
Terry's
It is.
right.
But we've always said that about that. Now he's trying to
And
tell us corn
no.
is a fruit.
No, you guys, it is a
Corn's
fruit
a
because
seed.
it develops from a flower and contains
True
seeds.
or false? You are calling corn a fruit.
No, I didn't
He
call
called it a
corn a
seed.
fruit. I called it a seed.
He called it a seed.
You called it. Well, I don't know what you called it.
This is exactly. We're having the same problem.
See, I told
in-
you should have taken cosmic shifts, understanding the changing times,
This
the
is why
Kali
we're-
Yuga.
That was
This is
fun.
why we're not. The trans people cannot play in women's sports anymore.
Oh, boy.
This
Because
is
of
all where it
this?
came from, right here.
Ethan, we're about done here, and I know you're in the pit, but we got to get you over so we can. You know,
He's
this.
fixing the camera, so hopefully
He's fixing the
YouTube will be
camera.
streaming here shortly.
Hey, coming up at the 10 o'clock hour, we've got 2 ladies who are home stagers. Home stagers.
Better than home wreckers.
Truly.
Whitney
Amen.
Redmeyer and Christy Curran. They're both going to be here, and we're going to learn about what makes staging. We had Greg and Lisa on last week on the first day, but there's more to selling a house than just getting a realtor, and we're going to learn about that from those two.
Is it a realtor or
Realtor. I don't know.
That always, again, good question.
I think you're putting in some letters that aren't there,
Realtors.
Denny.
Is it a fruit, a vegetable, or a seed?
Well,
All right. Well, we're coming
depending
right
on
back.
which one it is.
It's the Home and Garden Show right here on 90.
Wait a minute, I locked the show out. You just can't take over.
Well, you were sitting
I don't know
there
who you think
babbling
you are.
on.
All of a sudden, Allison's gone, and it's like Denny's in charge.
You go ahead,
Denny's
Pat.
not
Get it
in
done.
charge.
The crowd shuffles in. There's an old man sitting next to me, making love to his tonic and gin.
Everybody sway.
Did you go to the concert with Sting?
I bought tickets for it.
So somebody else went in your place?
Yeah. And I really hate that Ticketmaster place.
Is it Ticketmaster or is it
Live
the other
Nation.
one, Live
Aren't they the same?
I think they are.
Do you have a favorite?
It's awful.
It is awful.
Do you have a favorite bartender? Because he's talking about being the piano player in a bar.
No.
You know.
But I will say about these tickets. So I bought really expensive tickets because, Billy Joel, I want to see him. It's only, we saw him in New York, but it turned out we were in Florida because I'm not a very good calendar keeper. I bought $379 tickets.
And how much were they after Ticketmaster?
$500.
Wow, you got an error.
I just don't understand. I want an explanation.
That's a
of
30%
why
increase.
$120 in fees.
What that how they break down that should be the cost. I really want to understand that. I don't.
They're criminals,
and
is what they
I
are.
wish that there could be a competing company to keep people a little more.
They're a
honest.
monopoly for sure.
I do want to say that I do have a favorite barkeep, and I haven't seen him for 3 years, and I happened to go into the restaurant, and he was still there. His name's Ben.
I thought he probably worked at your house.
No. His name's Ben Heaver. He's a great guy, great barkeep, and anyway.
And what's your drink of choice?
I bet he could tell some stories
drink of
about
choice,
Denny.
He has something called a Phantom Margarita, and I really like that.
Hang on, Jay. We're going to get to you here when Denny stops talking.
I do love that conversation though of your favorite bartender and the drinks that they have created for you every time. I do enjoy
Kim
that conversation.
Collins named a drink after herself.
I'm kind of like the old Western where you just go in and they slam the
Give me a
bottle
shot
and
of
one
whiskey.
glass. They put the whole bottle there.
Oh boy. Hey Jay, how are you?
Hey, doing well. How are you guys?
It's a good day.
Good.
I get to be with two good friends, and that's sort of good.
Happy March.
Yeah, it's right after I leave the show, by the way.
Oh, it is March.
Today's
March
the
1st.
day.
Happy March is right.
So I'm ready to put down a crabgrass pre-emergent, and my question to you is, some years I feel like that I may put down not enough. So my question is, can you put down too much? And is now a good time to start?
Now is not the time.
I don't think I've ever heard of pendimethalin toxicity. I don't think you can overdose. Can you, Pat?
No. You know what? You don't want to use more chemicals than you have to. So what you could do is, first of all, you don't want to put it down until about the middle of April. People put it on way, way, way too early. So, and that's part of the problem. If you're thinking that you don't put, that you're not putting enough down, could be that you're putting it down too early. This pendimethalin or Dimension, whichever one is in the brain that you get, they generally will last 10 to 12 weeks control. Well, crabgrass doesn't start germinating until early May. So if you think about it, if you put it down, say March 1st, you're already 8 weeks. You've wasted 8 weeks of control, and the germination is just starting to happen.
Jay, what type of grades?
What
type of grades did you make in school?
Pretty good ones.
Yeah. See, you always try to turn in the assignment ahead of time. You got to listen to somebody like Pat who did the 4th grade 4 times. He was always late. You just don't be early.
So generally by mid-April, you put it down, and and that can move a little bit. And we'll talk about that if it's, we've had a warm, it's been really warm or really cool, might even push it back. Then if you really are set on doing a second application, get an application of just the pre-emergent so that you don't over-fertilize your lawn. So you can do that, and you can get, Scotts makes a product called Halts, and that is just the pre-emergent. That's just pendimethalin by itself.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate the call.
I'm glad you're a good student, Jay. I'm glad you're a good student.
Let's see. We have Mary joining us on the program. Hi, Mary.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm doing good for a person that's having to work with Denny.
You love it. Every Saturday, you mark it on your calendar.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
With tears.
It's the only reason he gets up on a Saturday, right?
That's right.
I was just going to make fun of you guys.
Good. Please
With
do.
love? Yes.
Say it again.
I just called,
With
I
love.
said, I just called because I want to make fun of you guys.
Oh, good. Oh,
yeah.
That's it?
well,
Okay.
No.
Oh, you haven't done it yet. Okay. Well, give us your
No. When I was a kid, my mom used to always say this thing, like, so earlier you guys are trying to figure out how to say realtor or real, whatever.
yeah,
Oh, yeah, which is
realtor,
correct.
Yeah.
Right. My mom used to always say to us, you're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I like your mama already, Mary.
I know. It was always so fun. So I say it to people all the time. They're like, what are you saying? And I'm like, I just put the wrong emphasis on whatever. It
Well-
always cracks me up.
It
know.
looks like it's only 2 syllables, as you say, but everybody
It does.
pronounces it with 3.
Oh, Mary, my wrestling with the English language, which is a daily event.
It's known as grappling, Pat.
I was in speech therapy when I was in kindergarten.
God.
Well,
I'm
it's challenging.
sorry.
I mean, yeah, no, it's.
Did you have a
understood.
Obviously, it didn't take.
Did
What
you
did
have a
you have trouble
frenectomy?
with?
I
Did
just,
you-
I
do you have a
didn't- I
frenectomy?
literally did not talk.
Oh.
My mom took me to the doctor,
those were the
and
good old days,
Dr.
Mary.
Kirchhoff
I
said,
know. Now I feel horrible.
No, it's
"No,
okay.
Dr. Kirchhoff,
Doctor Who?
He still can't pronounce it.
Kirchhoff,
He was from.
my mom said he doesn't talk, and Dr. Kirchhoff said, well, he probably doesn't have anything to say, and so he'll talk someday.
I tell you what, those 3 years of not saying a word, he saved him up for the last 3. Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just so you can put the wrong emphasis on syllable.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Mary.
Have a good day.
All right, see ya.
That's pretty good.
Oh, I like that.
That was good. You know what? Should we talk to Fulton? I think we can.
Sure.
We got some time
Got a
here.
couple minutes here.
Yeah. Hey, Fulton.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
Doing good. How are you?
Doing all right. We got a basketball game tomorrow night.
What position do you play? I never heard what position you played.
I play defense.
He's all over.
Oh, so okay.
Yep.
Sort of like a power forward.
Yep.
Okay.
Fulton, we don't know what that is.
We actually won our game on Monday night. It was 20-18.
Oh, wow. That was a barn burner.
Yes. And then I made like two basketball shots, 4 rebounds, 30 passes, 30 rebounds, and a lot of jump shots.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Sounds like you had a good game.
Yeah, Fulton, you're going to be in
Yeah.
the Hall of Fame here.
Hey, listen.
I
Listen, Fulton.
Yes.
Were you able to call JMV last Saturday and request that song I asked you?
I did, and I did call him, and he said he was going to put it on now.
Yeah.
but
You don't think he did, do you?
I don't know if he did or not.
Wow,
I'll
that's a
find out. I'll find
disappointment.
out when he calls in.
Let him know. Tell him to shout us out. And we are playing at Cathedral High School tomorrow at 7:30
7:30 in the morning or at night?
at night.
That's kind of late.
On
On
a
a Sunday
Sunday?
night?
Yep, on a Sunday night.
All right. Who you playing?
We're not sure who we're playing against.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't
No, it
matter. You
doesn't
go out.
matter.
Hey, you go out and play your game. You go out and
I sure will.
you go out and play your game, and you're not going to worry about whoever it is. Just line them up, knock them out.
Yep, and I have a video I can send you to you guys so you can watch
Oh, yeah,
the
we'd love it.
jump shot.
Yep, that would be great. Could you send it to me?
I sure will.
Yeah, it's pat@sullivanhardware.com.
Pet Sullivan. Oh, wait, is it?
Uh-oh.
Sorry, I can't forget.
Yeah, it's Pat, P-A-T.
P-A-T.
Yep, at Sullivan, S-U-L-L-I-V-A-N.
You're a good speller.
Okay.
Thank you. Hardware.com,
Hardware.com, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, we got to run. We got to do the news.
Yep.
All right, see you,
Don't
man.
forget to listen to the JMV Takeover tonight on B105.7.
God, he nails that. JMV's got people working for him
He
everywhere.
really does.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. All right. Hour number 2 is. Oh, lock the door. Denny's out.
I know he's getting the stagers.
Okay, it's coming up. 93 WIBC.
Level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Is the combine underway?
It is. Yep, it is this weekend.
I thought there was a little more traffic coming down.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that, do you know? I hate asking you quite. Can you go? Can you go watch?
Yeah, so it actually is open to fans. It's free. And
it's free?
Yeah, so for fans to watch, and then you can also go to the South Stadium lot, if I'm remembering correctly, to watch.
And get a drink?
I don't know about that, but
what do you mean get a drink?
Well, I mean, that's South Stadium lot a lot of times is.
She's as sober as a judge. She's not looking
that
for
is very true. But yeah, so you can do that, and then they have the opportunity for fans to try their hand, I guess, at certain activities. So if you want to, go and try a 40-yard dash or try all this other stuff, you can
that's
try.
Kind of cool.
Were you athletic?
Indy does it right.
Wait a minute, Sasha. Were you athletic?
I was decent at volleyball.
Okay.
But as far as
sprinting?
running, no.
Okay.
Well, there you go.
Right.
Well, okay.
There was someplace else I was going with that thought. Oh, I was surprised that we didn't have, usually because of our studio space, there's usually someone from ESPN doing a show in here when the combine is here because they use some of our studios. So usually we see these strange men walking around.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't really think it would be any different than any other workday for me, but
I think it's funny,
That's
Krista.
fair. That's fair. Thanks, Sasha.
No, I think it's funny that you recognize strange men.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm in the hardware business.
Yeah, okay.
It's full of strange men. All right, we'll see you, Sasha.
Bye.
Hey, good morning. Hour number 2 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Terry Stacy is here. Denny is here. Allison is on vacation, a little short vacation. She will be back next week. And Denny, we have some special guests.
Every morning I walk at Interactive Academy, and we go back in the afternoon, and they have the adult gymnastics. Well, there was this.
Excuse me?
They have adult gymnastics. Don't you? I'm on the high bar, and I'm doing the rings in the high bar, and I look over, and I see my cousin Christy, who's on the. She does the beam. So we're in our 50s and 60s, so we thought we could do this. Oh, see now he's. Anyway, I found out that Christy is part of a group called Nested Spaces, and they do staging for homes that are under sale. They work for builders, they work for realtors, realtors, whichever it is. We're trying to decide which way it is. But realtors, they work for homeowners to make their home presentable so that it is more appealing to somebody who wants to buy it.
Do you do the pommel horse? Is that what it's called?
The pommel horse? No, that's a guy thing, Pat.
Yes.
Oh, is it?
She does the girl things.
If you
Haven't you ever done adult gymnastics?
Bars, right?
Yeah. No, that's all baloney, and you know it. But anyway, I had to get him in here because men look at homes and they say, okay, well, I live in this house. It should be ready to sell. And that's not always the case. And Whitney Vredenberg and, of course, my buddy Christy Curran have come in to tell us what staging is all about. So, Whitney, we'll start with you. Just pull up the mic.
Hold that microphone really close.
Yeah. And Ethan might even turn it on for you.
There you go.
How's that?
That's perfect.
Is that good?
Yeah,
so this is
good.
Whitney, and you're the owner of the business. So tell us what it's all about.
Yeah, so we've been in business for about 10 years. We are a home staging and design firm. Our warehouse is in Park 100.
Whoa. Why do you need a warehouse?
What? No, that seems like such an obvious question.
Well, you've got a warehouse for Christmas trees and stuff.
They're staging. They bring in furniture and stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, and the beauty of having a warehouse is that we can store artwork, decor, furniture, and then it also serves as the shipping and receiving spot for us. So for, if we purchase wholesale from certain companies, or if we're even getting furniture in for a design client, if it's a custom piece, right? We can receive it and hold on to it, unwrap it, inspect it, and then it goes out. And so that's the beauty of having a 7,000
Do you
square
take
foot space.
furniture from your client's home that may be
ugly?
Thank you. And then store it in your warehouse?
when you come in, if you see something you don't like and you're trying to get the house sold, we got to get rid of this. You can't put it in the garage. What do you do with it?
A lot of times we actually will suggest it go into a garage, or depending on the condition, we'll suggest donating it. And we call furniture that has seen its better days time-stamped, right? It's a little time-stamped. And
boy, does she know the euphemisms or what? Wow. She can tell you you're ugly and not even say the word.
What if they're emotional about the sofa?
a lot of times they are emotional, especially if it was custom or like window treatments. If it's a custom window treatment, they want to tell me the whole story about it. And so we do a lot.
Terry's laughing.
We do a lot of listening, and we use empathy, and we use
Are you a
honesty.
therapist? Are you a therapist?
I mean, a little bit.
You got to talk them down. You got to talk them down off the...
Because, you know, if you've lived in your home for 10 plus years, this is something you see every day. You don't have like a fresh set of eyes to look at the property. As, you know, it's typically someone's largest financial asset. So I talk about it as, you know, if this is your largest financial asset, we want to market it correctly.
Is it true that they say that if the house looks empty, that's probably ready for sale, that most of us just have too much junk in our homes?
There's a lot of, we call that paring down and editing.
Well, you've got all the great words, paring down.
There's a lot of that happens if we do like an initial consultation, right?
Okay.
And then, you know, after that fact, even when you stage a house, it's a little different than like furnishing a model home, which we do that as well. But a staged home, you're going to have more negative space in the property. So, you know, you might have a corner that's empty, or not every wall is going to have art on it. And that's because when you put your home on the market, you're trying to appeal to the largest segment of people as possible. And so we don't want things everywhere.
All right. So Whitney,
and what about colors?
Oh,
Let me ask you
go.
this. Colors are really important because I know when looking at houses, we just looked at one the other day and the room was purple and it was a complete...
No, you know what that is?
And I was like, well... And
mauve.
And you don't think, oh, well, it's just paint. But when we can fix that.
Well, and paint is the least expensive and most effective way to update a home.
Yep.
If you have really specific colors, reds, orange, purple, those do not appeal to everybody. And we want as many people to love your home as possible because you'll get more offers at higher prices.
I think she is a therapist. This
And
is
in the
Whitney
kitchen.
Redenberg.
Do you remember
from
when
Nested Spaces?
when Country? You're too young.
Yes.
Country
we were
was
talking
in.
about that a couple of weeks ago.
I think it's called Wedgwood Blue or
Was it?
something. Wasn't it?
I don't know, but
Everybody
we went
had
through
this
Southwest
country blue.
phase, and we went through went through the
Country.
country blue stage,
And the
then
Tuscan
gray.
era,
Right.
yeah, and then gray,
Yeah.
farmhouse, yes.
So
They
what is
say
the
mauve.
color right now?
Mauve. That's what.
That's what they say.
Is that a light purple? What is mauve?
I don't know. I can't live through that.
All right, so my
That's
second
why I went out
cousin,
and bought
Christy's
a burial
here.
plot.
Christy, I want to ask you a question. You said you had to leave the walk. The three of us were walking. You said, I got to go. I got to destage a house. What is destaging a house?
Destaging is basically taking everything out after it is sold. We go over with our trucks, or we use a mover, and we pack everything up, take it back to the warehouse.
How long does
put
it take to
put
stage?
it back into
All right.
our app.
All right,
keep
a 3,000
track of
square
everything.
foot, 3-bedroom house. How long does it take to stage it? How long does it take to destage it?
It takes probably, I don't know, 3 hours to stage, but
Okay.
there's a lot of prep work before that.
So, are you staging? Are more of the homes you're going in with already there's their own furniture in there, or are these people that have already moved, and you just have to you're staging an empty house?
Most of ours are empty houses.
Most of them are empty, so you don't have to have that battle. Like, how about have you ever gone into someone's house who's a hunter, a big game hunter?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking? Have you?
Yep.
So,
Or I've walked into a house where like all the guns are out, and I'm like, hey,
Is that a 30-06?
Yeah.
I've got one of those.
You might
Right.
want to store that before, you know, you have a bunch of people come through your home. But we do occupied staging as well as vacant. So vacant is obviously when a house is empty. But if somebody's living
okay,
there,
if it's occupied, they're using your new furniture. Oh, that could be kind of
It's
touchy.
a combo. It's a combo of
that
their
you use the
pieces and
that-
our pieces.
Yeah, you just got to add to kind of get the right look.
Exactly.
But the big moose head, it's got to go.
That goes to the
That's
garage.
hard though, isn't it? It's hard to tell somebody that got that whatever point
pointer,
buck.
yeah.
It's more forgiving if it's like in a basement or an office, like, kind of not on the main living spaces. But if it's like in your family room, I mean, yeah, we have to have a conversation about that.
I'm thinking about Pat's trophy room.
I'm thinking about Janet Holcomb.
Wow.
She's a big game hunter.
She's a big game hunter.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So when we went into the governor's mansion, there was like big game.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but I mean, that was she's a competition.
Yeah, women too.
We didn't know that about the
My
first
buddy,
lady, did you?
Tiffany Compton has got antelope heads. She's got all the game from her trip to Africa.
I think you probably want to take that stuff down.
I don't know. Tiffany, you
I
may
would
never
think so.
sell your home. That's what I'll say.
But I will say, when we look into, you think about your own, people that are thinking about this, because March is a big time, for real estate and moving and buying and selling. And so you think about the rooms that are the heart of the home, which is your kitchen. Bathrooms are big.
Family
so
room.
when you look at the kitchen, do you want that to be spotless as well? Everything out, my air fryer, all of that's got to go.
We love a clean kitchen with very few things on the counter. And I will say there's a stat that says within 13 seconds of walking into a home, a potential buyer decides if they're going to make an offer or not. So that's why the main living spaces are so important. Because they're making decisions, and then when they walk through the bedrooms, the basement, it's just confirming their decision, right?
Is there any statistics on how many seconds listening to a radio show on Saturday before people turn
15 seconds.
15 seconds. 3 minutes.
It's
Is that what
I think
we
on
just
the
heard that in a meeting.
I think on the counters, I think the only thing I would clear them except for the ant traps, because once the ants are baiting, you don't want to interrupt that cycle.
I warned Christy about the. Whitney
Right?
has no idea what you're doing here, but
Just saying that.
How many homes?
I've listened.
Okay, wait a minute. I have a
We
real
were warned.
I have a real question, and this could be a side hustle, as the kids call it. A side business. What about smell?
Oh boy!
Because now you talked about how and I think we don't know what our own homes smell like. We don't. I mean, we go in, it smells like home to us, but what do other people? You ever offer the service where you would just go in and smell?
Well, they always say cookies or something. What do you guys do?
No,
for
I'm
smell?
talking about
I
how your
understand.
home smells.
So-
does that enter into what you guys do?
Yeah, because every home has a unique smell.
Yeah.
So there's a product that
What is that?
It's called off
Our
gassing.
unique smell. Where's that coming from?
Shedding, off
Coming
gassing
from you.
Socks.
I think it depends what you cook in your house too.
Do you?
I do. I was at a house yesterday and they were cooking this,
Dish.
Asian dish. And
So there's all the smells,
and I'm
right.
like, we probably don't want to do that when the house is on the market,
So diplomatic. Who? What are you
Yeah.
doing in here? Yeah, I can about
That's
see that.
Good though. That's smart. That's helpful.
Yeah, and we have there's a product I recommend called Fresh Wave. And you can buy it on Amazon, Target, and it's a natural deodorizer. It comes in a little container. And so if there are animals, if there's,
Wow.
unknown scents.
Maybe when your house is up,
Yeah.
you would suggest how about backyard barbecue? Especially fish is what I always
oh my
like.
gosh.
But some people don't know because you live there. It's you don't realize that your house is musty.
Well, and even just opening your windows. I mean, we're getting into spring market. Historically, mid-April is the best time to list your home. You get the most money. It sells with less time on the market.
So the same time we put down our pre-emergence is when we should list our home.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, we got to take a
exactly.
short break. We're going to come back. I have more questions.
All right.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me when you hold me.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy. Allison is out. Ethan is behind the board. Our number 239-9393. We have two special guests. We have Chrissy Christy, and Whitney.
Yeah.
What's the name of your company?
Hey,
hold
just
on.
a minute. Wait. Ethan's. It's only his second day on the job, so we got a mic now. What's the name of the company?
Nested Spaces.
Nested Spaces.
Mhm.
Do you work all over the city?
We do. And, you know, we've had a lot more jobs down south, too, like Bargersville.
I thought you were going to say down south like Broad Ripple.
So how
That
many
too.
homes? How many homes a year do you guys stage and destage?
About 100.
Oh my gosh!
So the market, so has your business? But I know you guys do design too.
Mhm,
So you're designers as well as stagers.
Mhm.
Have you seen the staging side soften because of the amount of inventory? They keep talking about the low inventory of homes and such.
Well, surprisingly, December was really busy.
No way.
Yeah, it was.
For staging?
It was
Very
the busiest December I
No.
feel like we've ever had.
You guys have been had. That's just people getting ready for a Christmas party.
Well, a lot of them were vacant.
Yeah,
Are they
a lot of
really?
them were.
Yeah, they
Wow.
might have had a party at a vacant house, and then January I think was slower. It was on par with 2024, but we're starting to see spring market hit now. Now that we're it's March 1st, so
I know.
Yeah,
So
We're
you
excited.
do builders, you do homeowners. You know, some little tips for homeowners before they call you, so they don't feel like they've done anything. You know, they're going to be humiliated by two, interior directors. So what should homeowners do?
I thought I was about ready to come to give you the Heimlich.
Oh, really?
I thought you were choking.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So what are some tips for homeowners to get a house ready?
Well, first of all, like if we come in to do a consultation to prep the house for market, I mean, it's a no judgment zone. I think you tend to forget how stressful it is to move and buy a home all at the same time. So we want to really take that stress away from you when we come in and provide our services. I would say biggest things, just small things you can do on a dime. If there are scuff marks on your baseboards, on your walls, like getting a magic eraser or, touching up. If you have a ton of nail holes, touching that up. If flooring is scratched or damaged, either replacing it or touching it up.
Wow.
Because and the exterior, right? So if there is trim that's rotting that needs to be replaced, anything that may come up in inspection should be addressed before you put your house on the market. And that's just a good, general rule. And then in the interior, in terms of the aesthetics, we always recommend deep cleaning a house before it goes on the market.
Because that might be where the smell's coming from. I don't know, hard to say.
What's the name of that product again? Someone's going to ask
Fresh
me.
Wave.
Fresh Wave.
Fresh
Yeah,
Wave.
we're going to put one of those in
Is
your
that
truck
just
bed.
you pop the top off and
Yep,
slide
and
it under
you
the...
can put it in every room. You can put it in a basement.
Does it have a smell or is it just a neutralizer?
It has
Probably
a
a
slight
charcoal-based
smell,
thing.
but
I
it's
think so, too.
It's minimal. It's like a
Yeah, it's
very
not an overwhelming
fresh
floral
scent.
smell
Yeah.
or something.
Okay.
Do you say realtor or realtor?
We say realtor.
Yeah.
Realtor.
It's not how it's
We're
spelled.
Hoosiers. We say it really fast.
Realtor. It's
All right, so let's talk about remodels
Mm-hmm.
and people thinking about doing projects. A lot of people are thinking they want to stay in their home because they have a mortgage rate that is like in the 3s.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they start thinking about remodel, but they know in the future they need to move.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of pays off? Our bathrooms, kitchens, what kind of project would they get their money back on when they do sell?
Yeah, so we're coming out of the COVID era, where we were seeing a lot of people invest more in the outdoor piece of their house, right? Pools, pergolas, even offices work from home. But now that the dust has settled a little bit and more people are actually going back to work, we have seen a ton of kitchen remodels and bathroom remodels, and I think those are more expensive, but they will give you the most return on your investment. And what I like to tell people is that, yes, it's expensive. Do it before you move so you can actually enjoy
it too.
the investment
But now,
before you move.
Now, stagers are not remodelers, but people come to you before they do things. Do you do coaching for remodelers?
Well, so we have a couple general contractors and builders that we work with and we'll partner with. So we'll help select finishes and plumbing and appliances and stone.
I think sometimes too, it's when people get ready to sell their home, that's when they put the new kitchen in. It's like,
and then
you want to enjoy it yourself.
Exactly.
We hear that a lot because people, once we come in and work our magic, they're like, oh man, I wish you would have come in earlier. Like we really love it.
We wouldn't have sold the house.
Well, there's
then
that.
Then they see how lovely it is, and they're
that's
sorry,
right.
and then they think maybe I'll stay.
So
But is the buyer, you youngins, I'm looking at you, Whitney.
No, this is Whitney. This is Chris.
That's what I said, Whitney.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So it's sometimes I don't think buyers have much imagination. They want everything perfect in a home.
Mm-hmm.
Where when I bought my first home, I was only 18, but
is that the one you fired the fireworks off at the party in the living room?
That's correct.
That's the one.
Oh my gosh.
But
yeah, that's my buddy.
I was going to remodel, so it was raining 4th of July. But to me, it was like it was fun to rip everything out and redo it.
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like today's buyer, a lot of them want that everything done. They don't want to do anything.
I think they've watched so much HGTV. There's an expectation that they're going to purchase like a turnkey home. Truly, especially the younger buyer demographic. And then you combine that with interest rates that have gone up. And then, Indiana, we are a very popular, Indianapolis especially, area to move to. We see a ton of transplants coming from Chicago, the East Coast, the West Coast, and I see that continuing because of our schools, just because it's a great place to live. So there's a lot more competition for that younger buyer demographic, and if you're picky, you're going to be renting longer, than you would if you were willing to, do some renovations.
Yeah, it's just so weird. Like when we would look at a house, when I was buying this house, I'd quit school. I'd gone to school for 3 days to IU, greatest 3 days of my life. But it's like what we looked at was windows, the furnace, the roof. That was the important things. And now I really think it's like the bathrooms, the kitchens,
People are very focused on the aesthetic, right, of a house versus are these really important things like windows and the roof, are these in good condition?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's called Nested Spaces. We have Whitney Vredenberg.
Wow, you screwed that up,
it's a fun
pal.
one.
If she'd have married me, it would have been Smith. It's really easy and then that was Christy's maiden name.
I was Sparks.
Now, see,
it was a lot simpler.
The guy must be really special. And then we have Christy Curran, and they're from Nested Spaces. How do they find you? NestedSpaces.com?
Yep, NestedSpaces.com. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Nested Spaces, so check us out.
And again, take seriously this little side hustle. For like $100, you'll go out and smell.
A sniff test.
A sniff test.
Oh Lord!
And then you'll fill out. You'll get they'll get a report, some recommendations. People, I'm telling you, people don't know.
What's the first thing that comes to mind? Gym socks.
They don't.
You do realize when you come back from vacation, though.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Walk in your home.
That's true.
And I always assume my kids have had a party there. So, and it was their fault.
Well, thanks for coming in, ladies.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you guys.
It was nice to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I hear you're coming back. Who's coming back for Craft Corner?
I'm coming back for Craft Corner.
There you go.
Nested Spaces, Christy and Whitney. And there's a Misty and a
Chad.
We got Chad.
And Robin.
Oh, Robin. All right. So I thought everything ended in a Y. So
no.
Did you give a phone number? Oh, no. Phone number?
317-732-8190.
You guys on TikTok?
I couldn't jump on the TikTok bandwagon.
Good for you.
Good for
Smart
you.
woman.
How about, are you on Instagram?
We are on
Instagram and Facebook. Yep.
There you go. All right.
Yep.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
This is a time that I didn't have to talk to Denny the whole time. This is great.
It was a good break for you then.
Yeah, it was.
Excellent. Hey, we're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
Since we saw the groundhog, and now it's about 3 weeks from spring, and you think, boy, oh boy, something's going on around the house, all this freezing and thawing. One of the things that Pat always says, just walk around the house. And I agree with that, because if you can see that there's trouble around the foundation, like a gap where water can just flow right up against the foundation, or maybe you're going to see stair steps and the brick cracks, those are things that you really want to have an expert take a look at. And sometimes it's bouncy floors. Sometimes it's just smell coming from down below. Don't ignore it. Indiana Foundation Service is a great way to figure out what's going on. They're crawl space repair experts. They're basement repair experts, foundation. If you've got bowing walls, whatever, they can do it all. The nice thing is they come into the house and they'll sort of coach you through it. They'll go down and they'll see what's going on. They'll take pictures and come back up. The thing I like about them is they're not high pressure, not in any way. When my in-laws had an issue, I called them out to the house, and they said, this might wait. It might not, but it might wait. Well, parents were in their 80s or 90s, and I thought, well, golly, let's wait and not make them go through all that. I really like them. It's Indiana Foundation. They're the reason that they're the trusted local experts is because they're just straight up with you. It's IndianaFoundation.com.
In the sky, there ain't a cloud in sight. It's stop raining, everybody's in the play. And don't you know, it's a beautiful day. Hey, running down the avenue.
Hey, good morning. Well, that was a fun segment. I like your friends, Danny.
They're nice. They're very nice people.
I wasn't at all once that you said you were at adult gymnastics. I thought, okay, this is going to be weird.
Interactive Academy is
whatever.
in Zionsville off 421. It's really a neat place, but they open up the track to walk at 7:30 in the morning, so we go over there and walk.
So women don't do the pommel horse?
No, women don't do the
I didn't
pommel
know
horse.
that.
They do the balance beam.
Seems like they would be more fitted for it than men. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Randy joins us on the program. Hi, Randy.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Pat,
Yes.
I went to the sale last Friday at Keystone.
Yeah.
And I'm overwhelmed by the amount of inventory.
Yeah. So is my wife.
My eyesight is very poor. And finally got a hold of a young man. He was prematurely gray, I believe. But anyway, he went through all of the tall fescue blends that you had, reading percentages. And I was really looking for just pure tall fescue, and the barrel was empty.
Oh, boy.
So we toured the warehouse. He was looking for possibility it might be back there, and it wasn't. And anyway, I did get some preventer and a few other things that my wife picked up. Lord, she was all over the store.
Well, that's great. Thanks for coming
in. Back there by the barrel, I looked up and I saw the drop spreaders up on a shelf. And I said, well, that's what I was looking for. I didn't see one on the floor. And the gentleman went back in the back, and he came back with an 8-foot ladder, and he climbed up there and got me what I wanted. I just wanted to compliment you about his help. And
well, that's great. That's always good to know.
You need to pay Kurt a little more money, I think.
Well, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
We'll work on that. Hey, Randy, thanks for the call. I appreciate that.
Take care.
All right, we'll see you. I really should ask Randy why he didn't want a blend of turf-type tall fescue. Putting a blend in is always
safer.
Because
of the color.
Well, not so much that, because this would be, you can get a 100% blend of turf-type tall fescue, but it's obviously it's a very tough grass, but generally you want different varieties. So if one variety would be susceptible to a disease, then you have others within that blend. So just an idea. All right, we have Bruce joining us on the program. Hey, Bruce.
Yeah, hi. I think you know me, Pat. Bruce on Pennsylvania Street.
Oh, yeah, I know you, Bruce.
He's also a star of television, because whenever you see the ship commercials, Bruce is right there.
Yeah.
He's the guy on the right.
Yeah, one step away from my picture being in the post office. And but I wanted to ask you today, I've got a ficus tree that's probably been in my sun porch for about 10, 12 years. And we did transplant it about a year ago, and I just can't get it to stabilize. I lose leaves periodically, like a whole bunch now. I have sprayed it for mites and aphids and everything. In fact, I'm just spraying it now with some neem oil. But I just can't seem to stabilize it. Any idea?
Well, you might be trying too hard. Did you change the environment of it, or just repot it?
No, it's been in the same environment. The pot was a tad larger.
Okay.
But I don't think too large. And I do check the water with a meter.
Right.
So I'm not overwatering.
I would. I might look at a product called Biotone. Have you ever seen that from Espoma?
Sure.
And that helps with root development, and it might just kind of calm it down a little bit. When you repot something that's of pretty good size, I mean it can react like that. When did you actually do the repotting?
It's been a good year now.
Oh, has it really?
This is the season, though. The late winter is when ficus will lose its leaves. So this is sort of the right time for it to lose leaves, Bruce.
But it sounds like it's been doing that all year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, it looks like, just when I think I got it stabilized, I lose a few leaves now in the past week. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now is I'm cleaning it up and, trimming some of the dead branches that are showing.
Yep.
But it's really losing a lot right now.
Well, you know what? As Denny said, it's going to lose it, but then with your trimming is also going to stimulate growth. We're going to have longer days, and I think it's going to be just fine. And I think that don't love it too much, as Dick Crum used to say. Let it be, do what you're supposed to do, and just let it be, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Hey, Bruce, we got to run. We are up against it. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, Pat Sullivan here for Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers. Listen, we got a couple, one big thing going on. We had the big sale last week, but the one thing we hold over for one more week is the extra 20% off the patio furniture. So you get 20% off. So when if you go in the store, you'll see like a sale price. You get 20% off of that. And we do that because it's a big decision, patio furniture, and there's so many open quotes, so we just extend it. So it will end tomorrow at close of business. So we have that going on. Also, it is March 1st, and on March 15th, we are having the Father Glenn St. Patty's Day party at our Keystone store. It is a blast. 100% of all the ticket sales and goes to the Seeds of Hope, which Father Glenn founded. So you can buy your tickets at sullivanhardware.com. We're starting to get all of our four-step fertilizer programs are on sale as well because you get today marks Scott's gives the what do you call it? The rebate. It's an instant rebate, and that starts today. So you get $25 off of a 5,000 square foot program, and I think 60 off of 15,000, something like that. It's close. Remember Brunch, Sully's Grill, and Maggie's. And Maggie's now is open for brunch every day of the week.
Every day?
Every day.
Best brunch ever.
There you go. Stop by Sullivan Hardware. Won't you at 71st and Keystone.
71st and Keystone.
49th and Penn.
And then in Eagledale.
Don't forget Rich up in Cicero.
Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers and sullivanhardware.com. You guys are bad.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. And our
Jack Johnson.
dreams, and they are made out of real things.
Do all of his songs sound the same to you as they do to me? He's really so talented.
You know, he could be with The Voice. I'm big on The Voice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And he could be breaking, like, bad news to me, and I'd still be okay with it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Really good.
Yeah, Curious George. Anybody who had kids during Curious George time knows this voice. Yeah, Jack Johnson. Because he did the Curious George theme songs.
Oh, he did?
Uh-huh.
Did not know that. 239-9393. We're going to be here till, we're only here till, is IU playing?
Not today.
Boy,
1 o'clock. We're
You're
here
always
till
pulling
1.
that
I
card.
think they're playing at 5. Is that right?
1. At 5 o'clock, yeah.
You don't know.
I didn't see the note. Hey, are you going to craft with me today since
Yeah.
Allison is out?
Absolutely. Well, what are we doing?
Are you good with a knife?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a knife craft.
Oh, yeah.
Pat,
Not a problem there.
show her your 3 fingers that
Well,
are left.
he usually carries a knife or a box cutter in his pants.
Oh, shoot. I don't have my box cutter.
You
Dang
don't?
on it, no.
Have one of those ever opened up on you in your?
Yeah, actually, that's so
You gotta
funny you
be
should
careful.
say
Yes.
that. That's so funny you say that because one popped open. It was hit me right in the rear
Pat. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
because I sat down in the truck.
Oh, Pat. And it jabbed you?
Yeah, jabbed me. Here, let me show you.
Did it take Did it take stitches?
No. It just was
draw
a
blood?
reminder that the knife had opened up.
Oh man.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so
man.
smart.
I didn't say that. That was from Terry.
Anyway, we're going to be crafting with knives today.
And I can smell it, so it has something to do with oranges because I can smell
Today
oranges.
is Citrus Day, National Citrus Day.
It's National Kolache Day.
It's National all kinds of days.
National Kolache Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've celebrated with that our breakfast this morning, and now we're having oranges. These are great oranges. These are heirlooms. If I take the seeds out and plant them, can I grow an orange tree like this?
Everybody asks that. I've heard that more about lemon trees. Can you germinate from?
I think it depends. There's a lot as the seeds are modified. A lot of them will not.
They won't?
Like
What's modified mean? Like
yeah, what does
like
that
they're
mean?
hybrids?
genetically altered.
Oh,
What?
oh, okay.
Really?
I think
the
so.
tree would be genetically altered.
Well, that's not good.
Well,
Why would they even do that? Why would they say we should
change
alter
that
these so
flower
people
from-
can't stick the seeds in the
Terry,
ground
you
and
better
grow
be
their
careful.
trees?
That'll change your DNA. You could end up being a redhead.
Everybody's out to get us.
Yeah.
I started thinking eggs were so high I was going to get turkey eggs, but I can't.
Turkey eggs? Is
I
that a
heard they're
thing?
really good.
Why don't you
But
just get
can't find 'em.
chickens? You've got squirrels and everything else. Just get a
No.
couple chickens.
We've got too many things that we
Wait.
get them. Foxes.
Turkeys lay eggs?
Uh-huh.
Pat.
I'm told.
I did not know that.
So do ducks, Pat.
Has anybody seen them for sale?
Well, I know
though?
ducks
And
did, but not
Did you know
turkeys.
robins do?
They look like the size of like two
Something
eggs
from
together.
Something like from the Flintstones.
They look prehistoric. They're pretty big,
So-
Pat.
Right.
Are they sold in stores?
I don't know. But then I started thinking, well, okay, the bird flu, so probably that's a bird. So maybe
That's true.
the eggs are high also if you have a turkey. But they say they're very delicious. They're creamy.
I don't know if you saw
deliciouser.
the pictures that DNR posted that the sandhill cranes have gotten hit by the bird flu.
200 or more.
Oh, it's just terrible. They fly
Oh,
over
God,
the
no.
house, and remember
Oh,
when
the
you
sound
recorded
of 'em?
that and you
Yeah.
told us
Didn't know what it was.
Didn't know what it was. But
just-
anyway, it's really hurt the flock. It really
sure
has.
has. It's not good.
I thought
Hummingbirds are
bird
coming,
flu
too.
was a 2024 thing.
You mean like?
Yeah, I thought.
Oh,
I
if
thought,
you got it,
thought
it'd
that
just
was
be
like
in the-
over.
No,
There's always something to scare
Is it
us.
getting
Pat.
any better at
It's
all?
not. And it's
Don't
already
listen
done
to the
so much
government. I
damage
just
that-
think it's hogwash what
I
they're putting out.
I believe the government.
Do you?
Man, how about that? How about that?
Oh my
That
gosh.
video yesterday
Of the
with the president,
Hey,
the vice
conflict.
president.
Do you realize how divisive that has been? If we went around here, and we're not going to, will you say, were you for Trump and Vance, or were you for Zelensky?
I was for a bowl of popcorn and
I was
watching that.
for-
sucker.
It was really incredible.
That was
Europe,
really cool.
Europe
What
has
is
really
going
lined
on?
up. Europe is all for Zelensky right now.
Let him. Trust me. You know what? You've seen enough of Trump. He'll be back and sign the thing.
You know
In
what?
a week or two.
Nobody wants to be a loser.
No. All right. Hour number 3 is coming up next. 93
No.
W.
Wait.
What are we doing? Oh, we
Still have a minute of the show.
Oh, I thought. Why were you waving at me?
I wasn't waving.
you.
Nobody
Who was waving?
nobody.
I'll take the blame for
You
that.
were
one.
waving.
I'll take the blame.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but
So-
it was a good lockout, though.
It was good.
So,
Man.
Zelensky, it was just fascinating, I think.
Everything from what he wore, they were upset about
Yeah.
what his appearance to, I mean, everything.
How many people have been thrown out of the White House?
I
thought
don't
that
know.
was interesting.
If Trump says it, it's probably the only one ever in the history of our lives.
Oh, I doubt that. So, but they said it was like a 40-minute thing, and they said it was all fine. I mean,
yeah,
it
came
was
in with
all
hopes
fine
and
until that last.
that last
Any
few
chance that it
minutes.
was staged by either party?
I don't. Oh.
I don't know.
I did think that too.
No, you did
Wait,
not.
you giving me 10 now?
Yeah, now
No,
you
actually,
gotta
you
go.
got 5.
Jesus, what the hell?
They
Hour
just
number.
WIBC.com.
Hi, Sasha.
Hello.
So we had these stagers on
Okay.
earlier. They stage homes. And so we started thinking, what do you ever wonder what your house smells like?
I actually have thought about that sometime because I like candles and stuff, and so I've become kind of nose blind to like all the different scents going on in my house.
I think we do in our own homes.
Yeah, so sometimes I do wonder, like, when guests come over, are they like, whoa, this smells like a Bath and Body Works in like a bad way, or
yeah,
are they
is it too much? Are my eyes burning from the? So, do you remember back in the day? There's always that famous picture of these ladies smelling guys' underarms like they're testing deodorant.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just wondered. I'm telling you, I think this is a little side hustle for somebody. You know, you go out, you smell people's homes, you fill out a report, and then have recommendations for them.
That's good. That's
Could
helpful.
be, you know, maybe lighten up on the salmon, Francis. You know,
How much would you charge for something
well,
like that?
I think you know, depending in Marion County, I think it would be about $85.
Oh, well, I'll do it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$85, and then you know, maybe caramel would just be $40.
Oh, okay. Because we're expecting
newer construction.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
will say though, I hope that the homes we're smelling don't really give off armpit whiffs, but
Well,
you know.
But I'm just saying, there's been a long history of people using their schnozzes to make money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
In more ways than one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just your professional sniffer.
Mm-hmm.
I bet that's a thing.
Oh, it has to be like for Febreze or
Yeah.
for those companies.
Well, they
you
have
know,
professional sniffers for wine.
wine.
Yeah, professional beer tasters.
Right.
So,
Chocolate tasters.
Wait a
Side
minute,
hustle.
there are professional beer testers?
Maybe
Oh,
as
yeah.
part of this thing, instead of charging like 85, you could charge like 120 for services where you like smell the house and then go to Penn and Beach and make like a tailored candle.
Oh, yeah.
To like fit the smell of the home.
Yep.
Not bad.
So that's not bad at all.
Think about that.
Okay, so what's the name of the company we're going to start?
Cross smell with Pat and Sasha.
Wow.
I think it should be called Sniffers Inc.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Sniffers Anonymous.
Sniffers Anonymous. But then how will they find you if you're anonymous?
Well, I mean,
Oh, that's
you
the name
don't-
of the company,
like,
right.
Like,
Okay.
and like what we would do is like we would say we will pull up to your driveway in an unmarked van
So
Well,
people don't
that-
know.
because you don't want the neighbors to know that
Yeah, you got
know
an issue.
that boy.
I think instead of an unmarked van, maybe we could go for something just like a really discreet car. You know how like there's like the Oscar Mayer Wiener Mobile? Well, we should have one of those, but it's like the shape of a nose.
Oh,
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
yeah.
okay.
That'll put the chicken
Good.
But
limousine to shame.
That kind of let the neighbors know, though, that, Joan thinks she's got a problem over there.
Yeah.
Well, I think she does. Have you ever been in there? Especially during Lent with fish. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, by the way, when does Lent start?
I
I know
don't know.
next Sunday is
Ask
when
Monsignor.
we set the clocks forward next Sunday. So
We haven't had Mardi Gras. Have we had Mardi Gras yet?
that's what Lent is.
I don't know.
Right.
that's-
It's usually Mardi Gras.
But they've
and then
screwed up this
Lent.
whole thing. Easter's now in April, late April, the 20th or something. What are they thinking?
Let's see. Carnival downtown here at the Athenaeum Foundation is today, and that's kind of the last hurrah before Lent.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday is this Wednesday, like this coming
Oh, is it?
Wednesday.
This coming.
Gotta be-
All right,
yeah.
folks,
Then
get
Mardi
out
Gras
there and do your
Tuesday.
sinning
Get
because
your
it's about to
Pooch Keys,
change.
Your
yeah.
king cakes.
Yep,
on
and the
Tuesday.
first night of Ramadan is tonight.
Today, yeah, tonight.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Just remember, smell, sniff,
What was the name of that product? That
Sniffers
Whitney,
Anonymous.
No, what was the product Whitney told us about?
The Blue Wave.
The Blue Wave,
No, it's Fresh Wave.
Fresh Wave.
We're gonna, but we'll, you know what?
I'm going to get one of those for your
We'll have
truck.
private labeled stuff everywhere that can't be bought
Okay.
except from Sniffers Anonymous.
Yeah.
Sullivan Hardware.
And we'll have like the exclusive candle partnership. Like
Oh.
it'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
We've got this. I feel like you and I
Yeah,
have like a whole host
yeah.
of business ideas that we're really
We got this thing.
tossing
All right.
out here.
Oh boy, do you have it!
Yeah, grand opening 2 weeks. Thanks, Sasha. Hour number 3 of Saturday's Home and Garden program. Brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. I'm sorry, I'm eating a kolache because it's
it's
National Kolache Day.
Because life happens.
Yeah, life happens. The rest of it. Yeah.
Way to go, Ethan. Is he sharp?
Where did I stop on that?
Hey, life happens, and Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Yeah.
Hey, I did a quick search on this Fresh Wave. You can get a spray bottle and it's sold through Chewy, for pets.
Oh, sure.
It has a gel that you just open it up and you can spread a gel on a counter, and that does it. It also has, just little canister type things. But
yeah, I
you
would
can buy it a lot
I would
of
not get
different
it.
ways.
I would want gel on my counter.
I would rather go to, I think she said Target, because then I know my neighbors are working at Target, and that would benefit our community.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Pat, I can't do a search on this at Sullivan Hardware. I wanted to know what
I
the
didn't say
product was
Sullivan
like.
Hardware. She said Target, so that's where I would go to
I know
get
you
it.
don't like me to order things from Amazon, but here's what happened to me last week. 80-20 rule. All right, so I had to find a splash guard.
JMV joins us. No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I had to find a splash guard for an old garbage disposal, and nothing I could find, so I had to go online to find it.
That's in the 20.
That's in the 20 rule? All right,
that's that 80%.
Every time I go to Amazon,
locally,
I have this Pat Sullivan angel sitting on my shoulder going, don't you do it.
Local in your local community, Home Depot, Lowe's, all the big stores.
Oh, yeah.
Our neighbors work there, 20% online. How hard is that, Den? Are you that lazy?
I used 20. I used up my 20% last week.
Hi, John.
Hey, are we talking about hair product? Because I use Vidal Sassoon.
Really?
Vidal Sassoon. I don't believe that's still around, is it? I think you might have gone. Did you
How about
get
that
at a
Grecian
thrift
formula?
store?
I'm just kind of making it up. Yeah, Vidal Sassoon. Hey, Terry, what was that Australian stuff that was like glue that you put on your hair that was in the purple bottle?
Sure, that is
Australian Dream.
Is that is who makes that? It's in the purple bottle. You're right, and there's all kinds of freeze. It's called freeze. I think is what it's called.
Like I stick my hair straight up now in front because I want my face to look longer.
So you look like a woodpecker, but you got a long face. I love it.
Well, I look like, remember, I think the song was Mac the Knife, or remember McDonald's, what was Mac Tonight? That's what I look like.
That was
the moon.
Bobby Darin, yeah.
That's my face.
I'll tell you, you do look. We were all looking at you the other day when we were standing behind you in the staff meeting. We were all standing behind John, and we all agreed you look taller since you've lost so much weight.
That's because my hair, Terry.
Maybe it is the hair.
How did his face look?
Well, he was back to us. His back, we were behind him.
You can tell.
Did he have a wrinkled neck?
No,
Okay.
his neck
then
is
he's,
good.
Then he's losing
he
weight.
looks good.
All right, John, I know you love trivia, and you brought up Mac the Night.
Yes.
Mac the Knife.
Mac the Knife?
Yeah.
The McDonald's?
What?
Is that McDonald's? What?
I thought you were talking about Bobby Darin's song.
Right? Are you talking?
Mac the Knife was the song. Mac Tonight was the character.
Do you remember the big McDonald's? What was that? Mac the
Mac
the Night?
That was Mac Tonight, I think.
Mac the Night.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, we have a little. Terry's got.
This is new. This is new. A new study was just released.
New study.
I just got it this morning. Married men in the United States are finally doing more of the housework. And I immediately thought of Pat and wondering, what housework do you do?
I make the bed.
Do you make the bed?
Yeah, I do, because
you make the bed.
I feel like it's the only thing I can control in my life, making the bed.
John, do you do housework?
Yeah, I do everything, but I make my bed every day, and I keep my toilets inside and out spotless. I use Tilex with Clorox, and I just spray it on there. I don't want any residue or anything on there. So
do you go barehanded, or do you put on a glove?
I go deep in a towel or a napkin, Denny, but not with a glove. So I guess I'm kind of halfway between a glove and that. So yeah,
I think you're a real man.
Denny, do you do any housework?
Yes and no. Jane,
sound like mostly no.
No, I sweep, and we have lots of floors and carpets, and so I do the sweeping. I take out the trash.
Okay, good, good.
I'm in charge of
because
that.
at one time there really were very specific man jobs and women jobs, right? Or wife and husband jobs, and so it looks like, according to this research,
are we allowed to say this stuff on radio?
And they are, or your spouse is starting to do more in the house as far as washing dishes, sweeping, cleaning their toilets.
I just make the bed. I don't do anything else.
Every time I get close to the kitchen, all I hear from Jane is out. Out now.
Get out of the kitchen.
Get out of the kitchen.
You must not be very good in the kitchen.
No.
Well,
maybe there's just stuff in the kitchen.
I'm not touching
Maybe
that.
she's having an affair in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Shush.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah?
Does my face look longer?
You want it to look longer. This is your goal, right? You're trying to get
I do.
lengthen your
remember
face.
the character Max Headroom in the 80s? Max Headroom.
yes.
That's
He
how
was
I have my hair.
creepy. I thought he was creepy. Hey, I've got my song for tonight all picked out, John, when I call you.
You do, buddy. What is it, Denny?
It's going to be Sawyer Brown. I haven't decided which one, but I think I'm going to go with Some Girls Do by Sawyer Brown.
Here tonight is going to be interesting, right? Because we always do all the 80s and lots of 80s.
Right.
But tonight, I think this weekend on B1057, they're doing soundtracks of the 80s too because of the Oscars coming up tomorrow night.
Yeah.
What's your favorite 80s soundtrack, everybody? Let's go around the room. And Denny, you could go with Urban Cowboy. We could do something.
No,
Johnny
I
Lee.
didn't. I didn't like that one. I wasn't.
No, no Urban Cowboy for Denny. Okay.
Okay.
Well, go around the room then.
Was Breakfast Club, was that in the 80s?
Bingo. Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, is this like a movie soundtrack?
Movie soundtracks, because the Oscars are tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Pass. Come back to me. I'm thinking.
We're done.
well,
we already did ours.
Pat and I are having trouble trying to
let's
remember.
ask John. John, what is one of your favorites?
I love Vision Quest, 16 Candles.
Oh, yeah.
16 Candles. That's mine.
Anything Logan's on it, but my favorite is The Lost Boys from 1987. It's got that perfect mixture, I think, of like little known new wave 80s.
Yeah.
I think to me, The Lost Boys.
I kind of like Hoosiers.
What about? Oh, I love Hoosiers.
boy.
Was that
Yeah.
80s? Yeah.
And I'm
right?
glad you brought it up. You guys want to hear a good Hackman story real quick?
I do.
Okay, so yesterday I had David Anspaugh on with me. He's a friend of the show, and he listens all the time, the director of Hoosiers and Rudy, and he lives in Bloomington. And he called in the show. So there's a scene in Hoosiers where everything is coming together, and Hickory's playing well, and you see Hackman say something to Hopper, Dennis Hopper, while they're sitting on the bench coaching, and Hopper starts laughing. So everybody just thought at the time, your interpretation watching the film was, well, everything's coming together. They're feeling good about the team. But actually, Gene Hackman leaned over to Dennis Hopper and said, I hope you invested well because we're never going to work with this business.
Well, it's the end of our careers. I have heard that story.
I've heard that story as well.
Wow.
That story.
That is true. But you also, did you know that Jack Nicholson was up for the Hackman gig as Norman Dale, but he
Really?
couldn't do it because he was filming the two Jakes, and it ended up.
I don't think that would have been right. Although once you know the character, then
Yeah.
it's hard for you to envision anybody else in it.
Yeah.
He was, Gene Hackman was hardcore. So there's no doubt he was tough to deal with. Between he and Barbara Hershey, that was a tough set. Everybody will tell you.
Yeah,
Right
and you got the Jimmy Chitwood who worked for me.
Yes.
So I was telling earlier, it's like so everybody wanted to get his name's Morris Valinas.
Yes.
And everybody wanted to get him on the air, and he had meetings all day. As he texted me, he goes, I work for a living, but he turned down. What's Dan Patrick do now?
Dan Patrick, he has an online. You're talking about Dan that's still on the air right now?
Yeah.
Dan has got his show going. I think it's going for maybe the next.
What's it on? I mean, is it ESPN?
I think it's one of those YouTube things, and it may be. I forget where it's offered.
So, anyways,
But
he
it's not normal.
Morris turned him down.
Sure did.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
He went on with Jake yesterday.
Did he?
Because I had David Anspaugh and Jake had Morris Valanis yesterday. So he did. Hey, what's your favorite Hackman movie outside of Hoosiers, guys?
No question.
Give me some.
French
Connection.
Connection.
Choices. I haven't seen that yet.
French
You haven't seen
Connection?
French Connection?
Not
It
yet.
wasn't very good.
Yes, Popeye Doyle. Did it? Good.
It was very good.
I didn't
Give me
think it was
some.
very
Give
great.
me some choices, John.
How about my second favorite is Mississippi Burning with Willem Dafoe. That's a great movie.
When he was a bad guy, Gene Hackman could be a really good bad guy.
Lex Luthor, Superman.
I liked him in Poseidon Adventure.
Yeah.
Oh, was he in
Yes,
Poseidon
he
Adventure?
I don't think so.
No, he
to save
wasn't in
others.
Poseidon Adventure.
I don't think he was.
You're thinking of that other guy.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the movie? Oh, the Birdcage.
What?
Birdcage. Do you remember Birdcage?
With Robin Williams?
Williams?
He wasn't in that.
He was.
Was he really?
He was the girl's dad. Yeah, the girl's dad.
He was in Young Frankenstein. Do you
No.
remember his role there?
No.
Very small role. It was after a French Connection. He didn't want to get typecast, so he asked Mel Brooks for a role in one of his films, and Brooks put him in Young Frankenstein, and he was completely opposite of what he was and what he had been. So he has a small role in Young Frankenstein.
I don't remember that either.
We got The Firm. There's one, obviously, from the 1990s.
He had a lot of gigs, didn't he?
He also had a small part in There's Something About Mary.
Pat, you're pulling this stuff out of your ears. There's
Do you
no
remember
way.
when he was on Gomer?
Quit it. Remember when he was on
Casey
Casey Kasem and said, "Keep your feet on the ground and your head in the stars," or whatever that was?
I love that.
Yeah.
You can still hear that on the 70s on 7 on Sirius Radio.
105.7. What time tonight, Johnny?
Wait a minute. I'm not done with John yet. John?
6 until midnight tonight. Now we got to go, do we? Because I have one more quick one.
No, we don't have to go anywhere. So I wanted to ask you about last week. Did you get the coleslaw song on that Fulton?
Oh, yeah. I got the whole, yeah. Fulton gave me his stat line from basketball last weekend. You guys ready?
We go, yeah.
30 points, 30 rebounds, 30 shots made.
Yep.
And like everything across the board was 30.
Everything was
so
30.
I said, Fulton, I think you may be the best basketball player in the history of basketball.
He's still listening. And when he was on with us earlier, man, he does the line for the JMV Takeover, man, just like boom, boom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he kills it.
See Fraggle Rock this week at the Mirage. Fraggle Rock. Remember the HBO show Fraggle Rock?
Yeah.
Were they puppets? Yeah, puppets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
puppets.
went to see Fraggle Rock. But, hey, Terry, you were standing behind me in that meeting the other day, right? You mentioned that?
I didn't see how
So
long
I'm
your
at the
face
combine.
is.
I'm at the combine on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I'm talking to Chris Hagan, and Chris Ballard, Colts GM, walks by, and he stops, and he doubles back, and he looks, and I'm talking to Hagan, and he yells where you could hear it over the mic, and he goes, "What has happened to you?"
Wow.
And I said, "Well, I've lost 75 pounds." And then he paused, and believe me, I rip him all the time. I'm highly critical of him, and I love this moment. He paused, and he said, "What are you doing going through a midlife crisis?" To me over the mic. I thought,
wow.
I actually, a lot of people would get like bent out of shape. I thought it was great. I did because
it beats buying a Porsche and having an affair.
Like me, be critical of the job that he has done all these years, fairly, mind you, but I would not stop and talk or would not stop and interject anything. And he needs to do a better job of putting together a team and winning. There's no doubt, but I thought that was pretty funny.
It's pretty
funny.
Good. It's pretty
Yeah.
good.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
I thought, he said, it's a humdinger of a midlife crisis. I said, it's like the one you're going through with your flat-billed hat. So, yeah.
Whoa. Just ask him about chair yoga.
Jeez.
Yeah, John, next time you see him, just ask him how the chair yoga is going.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Oh, my gosh.
Actually, if we give it, we got to be able to take it.
Absolutely.
Right? That's not only fair.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, John, you have a great day. Have a great show tonight. And we'll be listening.
I love you guys so much. Hey, Terry, long face. I'm making my face longer.
I'm going to look at it. I'm going to really study it.
I am too. You know what? I hadn't really given it a lot of thought.
No.
But I am going to, I will kind of study that. Next week we'll have some recommendations.
I'll take a picture of him.
John, you're only 10 pounds away from being called pencil neck, okay?
I'm going for 172, Denny. I've got 9 more to lose right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, I can't. Wait a minute. How much did you weigh?
I weighed 256 when I weighed in at the end of early July.
John, I just can't believe that you weighed that much because you did not look like you.
No.
I had no idea. But now I look back on some of these pictures and I say, my God, that guy's fat. What the hell? No wonder. So, yeah, it makes sense now. Feeling much better.
You've got to feel You've got to feel so much better. You probably didn't even know that you felt bad.
No, because his head was so short.
Yeah. I mean, the big squat.
His head was so short.
So squatty.
Well, you were so complimentary of our
he wants
colleague.
a long head.
It's like it's almost like a pumpkin or a melon that gets caught under a fence.
Hey, Terry, you see me in the hall next week, say, hey, Seabiscuit, what's with the long face?
See you later, John. We've got to go.
I love this show.
See you, man. We're
No. There you go. Put that one. Pop it up.
Okay, ready?
La, 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 la.
Hey, everybody. It is time for America's Game. Craft Corner.
Woo! Thanks for joining us here on Craft Corner.
We'll
Are we up and
describe this the best we can.
Yep, the best we can. Today we're going to be celebrating the magical fruit called citrus. And
I have to
is it a
reach over
fruit?
because Denny has such good ears.
Oh, we need turned up a little
that
bit.
I can't really. There we go. I really like hearing myself.
We're going to be crafting today.
Boy, there's a surprise. I really like hearing myself. Okay.
How are you with knives? No, be careful.
You ever go to Tomo?
Tomo.
Where they do the what do they call that?
Japanese knives
Yeah.
where you're flipping food.
Yeah, where
cutting
they
food.
I'm going to throw a shrimp into your pocket right now.
Okay, ready?
There it is.
Did you see me?
Yeah.
Boom.
I think
Got
you
it.
knocked it to Cleveland. I don't know. I don't know what happened there, but something's gone.
Okay, anyway, thanks for watching us. We are streaming live on Facebook right now. No. We're crafting today with oranges, and all you're going to need are oranges. And why? Because we're celebrating Citrus Day.
And ADD with Pat Sullivan.
And yes, with Pat Sullivan. So all you're going to need are some oranges, and these are delicious heirloom oranges.
You cut one up for me. They are very good.
Very delicious, very sweet. You're going to need some greenery, and then you're going to need a glass bowl or a vase or something that looks like this if you're watching us. And we're going
a little
to create
terrarium.
beautiful roses out of orange skins. You
Sounds
ready?
really dumb.
It is not really dumb. So basically, you're going to take
Okay.
your knife. Okay, I'm going to take this one. Take your knife, and I'm sorry for those of you that aren't actually
So
watching us.
we're here. I have an orange in my hand and a knife in my left hand.
That's
So
it.
what's the idea?
We're going to start at the top.
Peel it?
Yep, we're going to start at the top.
gonna
And I'm going
peel
to
it.
show you how. You're going to go circular, and you're going to basically start at the top of your orange, and you're just going to go like this, Pat. Watch what I'm doing. You're going to just continually circle. And
Circling
make
around.
Sure you only get one time. This is like when your grandpa, like that. You don't want to do that.
Did I just?
You want to no. Look, you're just going to peel this
Hold your knife like a woman. Come on.
skin away. Just peel it away.
Can't
but
I cut it
keeping
all the way down first?
No, keeping it all like Andy
liar.
Griffith when he's peeling an apple or
Pat,
something.
you're doing a
Just going to
circumcision
keep
on
it
like a
going.
orange.
You're never going to let that skin break as you continue cutting it off.
big
Very
liar.
careful. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Sully, for
What are you
golly's
doing?
sakes.
Well, I was
You're
just
not
gonna...
Look what
watching
I'm doing.
Terry.
Look
How
what I'm
can you
doing.
get better if you don't watch?
See,
Okay.
just now you're just going to peel it around.
Here
Make
I
sure
go.
that your peel becomes just one large, long peel. Don't cut your fingers.
Okay.
Are you doing it?
I'm doing it.
Okay, and you're going to make
Peeling it.
deep. So
Why
that
are you holding the knife like
Shut up, Denny. You're the cameraman.
keep going.
Oh,
until
I'm
you
sorry.
make
I shouldn't have said that word.
until you make
Cameraman?
a long peel.
Shut up.
Like this. Look at me. Do you see that? That's what you're making.
Okay. Look, I got it.
Dana
Right
says
here.
be
It's got to be
careful.
longer.
I got it. Look.
It's got to be longer. This is what we're going for.
Pat's carving an inchworm, and you're carving a garden snake.
This is what we're going for, ladies and gentlemen. If you can look in my hand right now, these are beautiful little roses.
This is a
that
good
you
one
make
for the radio, too.
out of orange
If you're
peels.
listening, I'm sorry.
Place them in here, and they're going to make the most
Here I'm
beautiful
peeling.
centerpiece and smell glorious.
Thelma
for days
and
to
Lou,
come.
it's good to have you. Fulton, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Fulton. Thank you,
Steve,
everybody.
glad you're here.
Here's what we're doing. You take the end of the peel.
I'm doing it.
Larry and
not in a
Joan
circle.
McMichael are joined us.
It's close enough.
It's not in a circle. I've never seen anybody. Andy Griffith would be so sad that you're doing it this way.
I love that
Once you
show. I
get the
bet
long
Opie couldn't do
peel,
it either.
You're just going to roll
I'm
the
right
peel.
here.
Was
up.
Opie in that episode?
Opie was in that episode.
That's
he
my
was peeling
nickname
it.
is Opie.
See what we're doing?
Christy Walmsley, Diana Gillespie, Mesmer is watching.
Got it.
See?
Here we go.
That's really lame. You should be ashamed.
No, I got it. Look at this.
That's not
So
it.
now what do I do?
So now you've created what looks like a beautiful little orange rose. After you've rolled that up, rolled that peeling up, that skin up,
Yep.
you're going to put it like this. And then you just set them in your beautiful glass vase.
Look at this.
And okay, it's not bad.
Okay, look at
It
this.
is too bad.
I'm worried that that's not all going to stay together, but
Oh, no.
maybe so.
At best,
You
it's
know
a
what?
rosebud.
Once you get it in-
Pat.
Where's the glue gun? You always have a glue gun out
This
here.
is not a glue gun
Well, it should
project.
be.
You're not doing it well,
No, I
but
think
I
it's
appreciate your effort.
Look, see that?
No, it's not. It's not going to stay together, but just drop it in. Just dip it in.
God, Pat, you are really bad.
Beautiful.
I finally found something you're really
we
bad
go.
at besides personality.
They smell divine. These make really pretty centerpieces, and it also will show you that you can really do some nice displays of food art by putting the.
Beverly, thanks for joining
These
us.
are really
Gail,
good.
Beth Schreier Ricks is watching. Thank you for
What
joining
kind of
us.
oranges are these?
These are heirloom. Thank you,
look
everybody.
at that. It just fell out.
Oh, it did. But look, Pat.
It's so juicy.
Look what he did. I'm taking Pat's out. Here it is. Look at this one.
I can't believe that.
Now that looks good.
See, they're real
I'm
pretty.
glad you're not my mom.
And then-
You just took something I worked on really hard at school, and you broke my heart.
You're eating the craft. You're eating the craft.
Good.
Thanks for watching, everybody, today. I'm so sorry. Allison will be next week, and she's a much better helper. Okay?
Oh,
But until
Barbara
then-
said this is definitely not Pat's thing.
No, it is not
boy.
Pat. I don't know what Pat's thing is.
This orange is really
I
good.
don't know what it would be.
What kind were they again?
These are heirloom oranges.
Heirloom.
Say goodbye, boys.
There you go. Myers
You get them at the Myers.
and the Krogers.
And maybe the Kroger's.
Add some S's.
Thanks for watching us today.
See you, everybody.
How many people are watching?
Not very many.
10, 5, 7.
Okay. So
Okay.
listen,
All right.
I don't think that was that bad.
Well, no,
I'm
it wasn't
sorry if
that
you're
bad.
on radio side because you probably had no
And
idea
if
what
it
we're
doesn't
doing.
get posted, it's
No.
because Pat's not as good as Allison. So, Pat,
So,
we got to post that.
Anyway, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening and
I'm going
watching.
to move back to my seat.
Okay.
Going to take a short break.
Yeah.
We're going to take your calls at 239-9393. The Home and Garden Program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
That's a mouthful.
I love Paul McCartney.
Oh, he's good. This is one of his best songs, too.
Yeah. Now, he wrote this one without Lennon.
Yeah. You can tell the difference.
Yep.
Ethan, you're going to help me out here.
239-9393. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy. Allison is on vacay
Bless
this
her
week.
heart.
Ethan is behind the board, and we're going to get to your calls. And we start with Steve. Steve, good morning.
Good morning, Pat. Just if you're not tracking, we are 8 months away from today of selling the first tickets for the Sullivan Express 2025. Very excited about that.
Talk about giving me an anxiety attack.
8 months.
We're just packing it up.
Is not today the first day of meteorologic spring?
I believe, yes. That is true. That is true.
And Pat, I'm also amazed at the amazing job your marketing department does. When I drove by Our Lady of Peace Cemetery today, they had a sign that said, "Spend eternity with Pat Sullivan."
Oh, my God.
And underneath it, it said, "In the meantime, spend it on Sullivan on furniture, on patio furniture at Sullivan Hardware, still 20% off."
Eternity with Pat
I was
Sullivan.
talking earlier in the show that Beth and I have bought 2 plots at Our Lady of Peace.
They're not side by side, Bronco.
They're not side by side because we could save a little money. But you know what? When the leaves aren't on the tree, I'll be able to see the love of my life.
Yeah.
You know that if you get one headstone, you can put you on the left and her on the right, but
with an arrow.
With an arrow, yeah.
She's over there.
2 doors down. Yeah, I can see that.
A map.
What kind of a map?
Here, find Beth
Terry?
here.
And then I have a suggestion for Terry on where she may be able to talk to a seat filler. Is that what you're looking for,
Yes,
Terry?
I'm looking for a seat filler.
Why don't you send a note to Mackenzie Roth? She knows all those people in Hollywood. She might know somebody.
Mackenzie Roth. She's the one that doesn't wear very many clothes on Facebook, right?
Nothing wrong with that.
She used to be a spokesmodel for one of the car dealerships here.
Yeah.
Andy Moore.
So,
Mackenzie
first
Roth.
of all, let's say what a seat filler is.
Seat filler is an actual job that they hire people for to fill the seats at big awards events like the Oscars. And you get all dressed up and you go to the lunch and then you put on your tennis shoes. And then anytime a big time star gets up out of their
Need to
seat.
go take a leak.
Right. You go to their seat and fill it in case the cameras are swinging around and might see an empty
Why don't
seat.
you just let them sit there and you go to the bathroom and take a leak for them? Doesn't that seem more efficient?
I don't think that works.
I don't know that works, but anyway.
And then who is this this lady?
Mackenzie Roth. Why don't
Should
you
I know
Google her?
Mackenzie?
Yeah, she did the Andy Moore commercials forever.
She
She used to be a radio personality, and she used to do a show with one of the
Hammer.
co-hosts on the show that Allison produces 3 to 6 during the week.
Are you afraid to say Hammer and Nigel?
No.
Wait a minute. Was she on with?
She was on with Hammer in the betting show.
Oh,
that's right. That's right.
I thought maybe she was so young that she was on with Nigel on WKID.
No.
Radio Now.
No. Oh, no, I don't think so. Long ago. No. She is. That's a great suggestion, Bronco. Thank you. That's a really good idea.
Well, you're welcome, and really a great show today. And Denny, the host, the guest that you had from 10 to 10:30, that was just really insightful. And I think if you need to have a guest host for the third hour, I think they'd be great.
Wow.
The Stagers.
The Stagers.
The Stagers.
I want to see
They were
what
good.
Christy can do in Craft Corner because she really is a crafty
Can't
lady.
wait to have them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye.
Bye, Bronco.
All right, see you,
Thank
man.
you.
Up next, we have Chris joining us on the program. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Danny. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Pat.
Yeah, and Pat. That's a parenthetical statement. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
I about dumped you.
Don't you dump
Sorry, I
her.
had a-
Go ahead, Chris.
A moment of brain freeze. My husband and I take care of the Peace Garden at the Salvation Army Rehab Center.
Okay.
It's a large garden. We have mulched one end of it, and then the biggest bulk of the garden was mulched by a landscaper a couple 3 years ago, and that part of the garden has turned into a full-time job of pulling thistle.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's going to remain a full-time job. That's job security. That's what that is, Chris.
So what's growing on that end as far as desirables?
Kind of the perennials, some bushes, some bulbs.
Okay. So here's the thistle.
Don't pull it anymore.
Thing is that you have to kill it with a ideally you would use a non-selective grass and weed killer. But the key to this, because what everyone says is the same thing. Well, I sprayed them and they died, and then they just came back even more. And that is true. You have to go out every week for a summer, which I know is kind of a pain. And you go and spray them, and then you will win that battle. But if you think you can just spray them once
Chris,
or twice,
it's just really a battle of persistence. You just cannot.
I had them everywhere. Matter of fact, people stopped to see,
if you know, okay.
my thistle garden. And
it's really pretty when they bloom.
Yeah, and then once I got rid of it, they have never come back. Not a one.
It's an invasive species, and really, I can't remember what the legislation was, but with DNR, that if you do not take care of it, you can actually get a ticket for not getting rid of
They'll arrest you.
They won't arrest you.
Oh, yeah, they'll arrest you.
Quit it. Chris is my buddy.
You'll spend a couple days in the county
but
jail.
Get after it, Chris, and don't stop. Get after it.
Well, we live up in Cicero, and it's an hour away. So to think that we're going to do this once a week isn't going to happen.
Okay, well, we'll do it for you.
Well, no. Teach somebody there at the Salvation Army. Just say, here's the spray bottle. I'll make sure you have plenty of liquid. I want you to spray this every week. And go out and show them how to do it.
Well, it's a big, big area, and those guys work so hard, and I think they're short-staffed. And so if you think of something, I'll call back again.
I thought of something, and we gotta push through with this. You're gonna how are you as a camper?
Really good.
Okay, you spend the summer in a tent, at the Salvation Army. You pitch a tent there. It'll be fun. It'll be romantic. Take your husband,
Yeah.
and
Chris,
then you just get out there and spray.
We have grandkids to visit.
They love camping.
Chris, you just learned a good lesson. You never answer a question that Pat asks you the first time.
I am
if he
telling
says,
you, Chris.
You just say that's an interesting question, Pat.
You're so focused on the thistle that you're not thinking about the experience that you and your husband and your you need to get a set of jarts. Get a set of jarts.
Yeah.
You remember
that seems
jarts?
Like a smart idea.
I do.
You know what? That's how kids learn how to really grow up and be careful. Yeah. You get a set of jarts out there. You have to buy them on.
I need to come up with another solution. Our grandkids are in Oregon and Washington and North Carolina, and Yeah.
Well,
Boy,
it sounds like
everybody wants to get away from you.
I know,
Chris.
but it sounds like
I know.
you're looking for something to do then. So this could be you know what? Don't say yes or no right now. Just think about it.
Okay.
Pray, and then
Yeah.
I think the Lord will give you the answer of spending
Get
the
as
summer at the
far away
Salvation
from Pat
Army.
Sullivan as you possibly can.
I appreciate you
Okay.
guys' help. It was
All
a
right.
good show today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
She's going to ignore everything you said.
Yeah, I think she's switching to B105 right now.
No.
I think it's a once a month thing. I guess she could spray it once a month whenever she goes down there, but you just can't.
You could do it once a month.
Is that technically called Canada thistle or Canadian thistle? Is that-
Canadian thistle. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing a sewer in Greenwood. I kind of missed the show this morning. I was like, told Ethan, I don't have any of the format that you guys have already played with today, but I will ask you this. So I'm out here and I'm doing a sewer. This is kind of a lawn question. I'm doing a sewer and I can't find the right help to actually help me dig up the sod, dig the thing with the machine, put the sewers in. Do you have any suggestions? Is there a mole that could help, or?
Oh boy.
Are you getting anywhere I'm going at?
No.
So are you talking about bringing in a sod cutter and cutting off the
No,
sod
I'm
at the
talking
top?
about that. I'm talking that I teach these guys every day, and they're like, "Boss, what are we doing today?" I was like, "Well, tomorrow night we're gonna go sell shoes downtown instead of digging out a sewer." You know, I'm teasing.
Hey, what is the minimum fall that you use for a sewer?
We go minimum full on a 4-foot level. So if you want to call that quarter inch for, like Denny would know all the inside. I'm not an inside
The
plumber.
first crack on the bubble is a quarter of an inch. If it's a 4-foot level, it's still a quarter of an inch, whether it's torpedo or 4 foot.
Right. So our thing is usually we're dealing with minimum fall to get to the old clay tile that is that minimum fall or backfall with bellies.
The old rule was Pat's jerking you around.
No,
but
I'm
the
not. We have a sewer that that's really shallow.
If it's 4 inch or under, it should be quarter inch. If it's more than 4 inch, like 6 inch, you can go down to an 1/8 inch or a 1/16 of an inch. That was the old rule, but I don't know if that's still the rule.
Okay.
Well, it still flows unless there's a bunch of solids in there, but I know you guys are up against it.
Yeah.
All I was trying to do is say hi to everybody.
Well,
Love you all. See
it's
you.
good to hear you, man. Take care.
See you.
We have I'm trying to get off the sewage ejector, Denny, at the kitchen at Sully's. We're on a sewage ejector.
Yeah, but that's you're pushing it uphill anyway, right?
No, I'm trying to get rid of that. I want to make it free flowing to the sewer.
All right, so you have to worry
about an 1/8 inch.
You have to. Boy, that'd be the minimum, but you could pull it off.
But there's no tissue. There's no
No, you just grease.
Just grease.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of grease. Okay, well, we've made it this far. So let's do one more hour.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I guess Terry, because she left the room. All right. We have a great hour planned for you. I can't even explain it to you right now, but hang on. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Hour number 4 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY.
Did you see the Parade of the Planets last night?
No, but is that a sequel to the Planet of the Apes?
No, 7 planets aligned, and it's not going to happen again until 2040 or something like that.
Why did you call me?
When we went out, it was cloudy.
It was cloudy.
Yeah.
That was a problem.
Couldn't see it at all.
By the way, I was driving in. It was snowing this morning.
It was spitting snow.
Was it?
It's crazy. Anyway, the alignment of the planets were Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And it's not going to. I know.
You know
thank
why
you.
you're laughing.
It's because of the fudge, but it won't happen again until 2040.
So, what's the planet that got kicked out? And then got brought back in?
It
Neptune?
was
Pluto. I'm sorry, it was Pluto.
Was it Pluto?
Pluto's back.
Pluto
as a
back?
planet. Yeah, I think so.
I think they felt guilty. It was part of DEI. You just can't kick a planet out.
People make up your minds about things.
They screwed up the ceilings of every classroom in America.
Yes.
The planets and
we decided to sell
now
a
they're not
planet.
spaced right.
Right. Well, it's back, I think, as a
It's
planet.
been a couple of years. That was I bet somebody got fired over that.
Right.
Imagine walking back to your planet and you're like, well, guys,
Guess
what? That's it. It was
We're
a good
living
run.
on a rock.
Have you guys heard about this thing where the professor in Japan, he was a PhD, but he talked about how water has a memory. And his experiment was he gave a bottle of water to somebody and told them to only talk negatively to it, like, I hate you, you're the worst water I've ever had. And the other one, they gave a bottle and they say, I love you, your water, you're nourishing, you too. So this bad talk went on for 30 days. He froze the bottle, and what happened was they definitely had different water structures, exactly the same water and everything, but the nice talk to bottle of water that got frozen had these beautiful crystals and as at a microscopic level, and the other one just looked terrible.
I don't believe this.
Hey, really?
Did let me guess? The U.S. government funded this.
It was Japan. I don't know.
You know what? If they were doing it with tequila, it'd be different.
Can you freeze tequila?
No, but you can talk to it.
You can talk to it.
And actually, after a while, it talks back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you're saying
water has a memory. It's been shown that water does have a memory. This is saying
Does it
that it
have
must also have an
feelings?
emotion. That's what his insinuation was.
So this was a bottle of water?
2 bottles of water. But he did this. He replicated this over several different things. One group was told to be nasty to your water, and the other one was to be complimentary of your water. And in the end, their crystalline structures under freezing were entirely different. And there was some symmetry of the bad talk to water versus the good talk to water. It's an incredible study. You know me.
So-
I'm reading white papers.
You're talking to water.
Talking to water.
So do you think
You're
that
anthropomorphizing the water? You're treating it like it's a human being.
Like a flower, a plant, because they say you talk to plants, right, and they grow better.
if you said that? So
she's right.
I'm seeing if I'm a water company right now, I run with this. So free range chickens,
Right.
water,
Grass-fed cattle.
For those
water.
of you just joining it, this is when Pat Sullivan is at his best.
So you come up with a slogan that your water is treated the way that
With
you
kindness-
would want
Treated like
to,
family.
kindness.
the way that you would
There you
want
go, Terry.
to treat your family.
Like, right,
We
treated
treat
like family.
our water like you want your family treated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're mean to
Great
it, does it
slogan.
get like spicy?
No, it won't flush your waste. See, it has revenge. Yeah, that was we need to
That's
see that if
interesting,
water
that it has
has revenge.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard,
Yeah,
Denny.
talk to the Japanese. I don't
Listen,
know.
I really mean
They're
there have
probably
been-
laughing right now.
There have been studies done that really, when you talk to your plants, your plants, you touch them,
Terry's
you
right.
stroke them, things like that.
No,
they
that's
grow
going a step
better.
too far.
They're happier. There's been studies shown where you put one plant next to another one, compatible plants.
All right, buddy, stand away from the plants.
Compatibles.
There's no plant harassment here, buddy.
The conversation on the Indiana Growers Facebook page about companion planting.
That's marijuana.
You know, like the broccoli loves everybody, but like there are other things that that will prevent your tomatoes
Snapdragons.
from growing.
Snapdragons. Nobody wants to be around snapdragons.
who would?
One
No,
of
they
the
snap.
questions I was going to ask you, cauliflower and broccoli, they both are flowering foods that we eat. Which one is more nutritious, broccoli or cauliflower?
I'm going to go with broccoli because of the green.
I'm going with cauliflower because you went with the other.
Oh, I
What's
like it
right?
I like it when you're wrong, Pat. It is the broccoli that is
Because
more
of the
nutritious.
green?
It's more nutritious.
Yeah, it's awful.
Oh, broccoli? You think broccoli's awful?
Just a vehicle.
You don't like broccoli?
Only with cheese on it.
It's just a vehicle. It just gets whatever
Exactly.
the dip you're trying to get to your mouth.
That's kind of how
what
I
that
feel
is.
like about shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like shrimp
wow,
is
really?
really just a scoop for the cocktail sauce.
My daughter-in-law calls them baby fingers, and that just grosses me out. She doesn't like to eat shrimp because it reminds her of baby fingers. But anyway, here's the answer. While both are cruciferous vegetables with health benefits,
Whoa.
broccoli generally contains
Cruciferous.
higher levels of
Spell
vitamin C,
that.
vitamin K,
CRU. something.
sulforaphane, and potent antioxidants. So
think there's
it's
a-
the green ones.
Cruciferous.
Cruciferous.
CRU.
You know, my Pilates instructor, Courtney, she has a regular battle with plants, and she always wants to do the right thing. So she has a peace lily, and it had some. She wanted to spray it, so I think she sprayed it with neem oil. And then it's like she's doing all the right things, and then she thought she'd set it outside to dry. But she left it out overnight.
Recently?
Yeah, this week.
Courtney.
And it was like heavy frost.
Oh, yeah, too cold.
Yeah. She
So it
sent me a
killed
picture
it.
of it. She said, see, it looks great. It's like,
That's
it's not going to.
Hey, you need a compliment. You have a new plant in your place, and it's called an air amaryllis. You don't put it in water. It's like a Christmas amaryllis, a Christmas lily.
Yes.
It just lives on air?
It lives on air. You don't do
Love
anything with the
those.
bulb. The bulbs. I got mom one, or Jane got mom one. It's the most beautiful flower you've ever seen.
They are
Pat.
so pretty.
They're very sensitive to criticism. You really have to
My
talk
mom would not
sweetly to
criticize.
them.
That's probably
the
why.
water.
Yeah.
There's no water.
My mom
They're
was
just
nurturing.
breathing
Ethan, do you
the
have something
air.
to say? You were looking.
Break.
No, we had a nice fella named Dave just call in, and he was saying that, to your point about the test being done, he said our bodies are made up of 80% of water, or something to that sort.
What a great
So
observation.
That was kind of the reason they did that test, I guess.
I'll be darned.
So I'm supposed to talk to the water in
your
the
body.
bottle or into my body?
Well, they're kind of saying like if people are nice to you throughout your day, your life's probably going to be better.
Yeah,
but
you're
if they're
better.
mean to you, probably
Then
not as good.
you've disturbed the water in your body.
Listen to Ethan. He's a wise man. Or Dave, whoever.
Dave, this is all. I'm just
Thanks, Dave.
speaking vicariously.
We're going to have to do one scientific study a week. I'll bring in the white paper.
Please don't.
I don't think so.
please
That's not
don't.
such a good idea. I mean,
I think this is
that's
really
kind of in the
good
weeds,
content
isn't it?
for radio.
Can we talk to Mike real quick?
Sure.
Hi,
Hey,
Mike.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How do you
was
feel
better.
about cruciferous vegetables?
I'm not sure if I have much of an opinion on
They're good with they're good with cheese.
They're good with cheese.
Good with
What's up,
cheese,
Michael?
I've got a tree that we cut down 2 years ago now. That it's a locust tree, and it keeps wanting to sprout up like thousands of little.
Have you got a drill?
trees all over the yard? Well, the stump was actually ground out, but it still comes back even like 25 feet away from the original location.
You got to outlast them. Pat, give him the spiel. You just have to be persistent.
What you have to do is it's going to sucker because that root system, when the tree gets chopped down, it stimulates growth like any other time that you
It's got no other place to go.
Yeah. So it's going to run out of energy. But in order for it to run out of energy, you need to kill the suckers as they come up.
Okay.
So are they coming up in your lawn, or is it a mulched area?
No, in the lawn even.
That sucks.
All right, so that's where
It's easier when
that's
it's
where
in
the
the mulch
term
there.
came from. Watch it, sucker. Okay, that's where that term came from. But get after them with a lawnmower.
But no, when you do that,
But they're still going to grow.
When you cut them with a lawnmower, that stimulates growth.
It burns out their energy.
That stimulates the growth, and they'll have more green tissue. So you have to you should put some brush killer on them. How many are you talking about? Thousands of them?
Probably in a concentrated area. Like the most is where the tree used to be, and I'd say probably 100, 50 to 100
That's not
at
too
least.
bad.
No,
and then
you can do 100.
then you get the occasional one that branches out, 25 feet away or whatever,
Sure.
over the neighbor's yard or our yard or whatever.
Well, it's neighbors. It's not your problem. So
So is that the roots? The roots are so long.
yeah, the roots are full of energy, and when it gets cut, they will continue to grow, and they'll start to sucker off the roots. So you just take brush killer, but remember, brush killer will kill grass. Put it in a little cup with a paintbrush and just daub on it, and you'll win the war. It'll run out of energy.
Okay, and the second question was just when would be a good time to start treating our yard as far as the spring to try to get it tip-top shape.
So if you fertilized last fall, then the first thing you would do would be to put your crabgrass and fertilizer application on, and you would do that in mid-April.
Okay.
So
any opinions on that new Scott's thing that's supposed to last? It's like 3 products in one.
How old are you?
I'm 51.
Okay, that's not targeted to you. That's targeted to the young people that don't want to deal with anything, and they just
Right.
want to put that's results
something
from
down.
Scott's doing research that people, a large majority of the people, only want to put one application on, so they just jammed a bunch of stuff in one bag. You're better if you can do it
in the steps.
In steps, and the best thing to do. The step program gives you too much fertilizer in the spring. So it's better to put step one on April 15th.
Okay.
Then you don't do anything. You put on a summer application in, pick end of July, sometime in June if you'd like. And then the most important time to fertilize your lawn is September. So an application in September and then an application in November. So if you buy the STEP program, you would put step 2 in September. So you'd put step 1 in April, you'd put step 3 in the summer, step 2 in September, and step 4 in November. Okay, and the reason they don't sell it that way is because they know everyone's tired of their lawn in the fall and they would go bankrupt. So they tell you to put it on in the spring.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Great. Well,
Thanks,
I
Mike.
appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC. Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan here, along with my friend Denny.
Hey, boss.
Hall of Fame broadcaster Terry Stacy.
I love having
Thanks
her
for
on
having
the
me.
show.
Appreciate it. I'm just here to keep Allison's seat warm.
You're just here to teach Pat how to use a whittling knife to carve an orange. So is that lame? If you haven't seen us on Facebook Live, Pat, I can't believe how poorly he uses a knife.
I thought he would be more skilled since he
Me
carries one in his
too.
pocket.
Well, if it was a box, I could open it right
Were you
up.
using your left hand? Your left hand dominant. Were you using your right hand or left? Because you
Left
look.
hand.
You
it was
look
interesting
terrible,
because
buddy.
I asked him to actually carve around. You know how you would carve an
Like
I
a
don't even know
cap-
the right word,
card
like
an apple,
You would
yeah.
take the skin off of an apple. You go around and round and round. We were doing that with oranges, and he kept making it more like a square.
I think a paraplegic
Instead
could
of
have
going
done better.
around, he would take a little bit of a turn, and then it turned
were
into
terrible,
a square.
Pat.
So listen.
It's the box
in
thing.
fairness, I have people that do carve my
You
oranges
had the
and
coordination of a
apples.
mannequin, okay?
So
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew you had a lot of stuff, but I didn't know you had a personal fruit carver.
Yes, I do have a fruit carver. It follows me around. I mean, it's not like that's all they do. They also do the pedals as I walk.
Wow.
Hear ye, hear ye.
You know what? You've earned that. You've somehow earned that, I'm
So-
sure.
The king of hardware.
I hope that what you would take from it is that I did try,
Of course you did, and that's all that I'm asking you to do is to try. I
And-
just was surprised.
and I enjoyed the orange. The orange was fabulous. They were so good. Heirloom.
So good. Oh, heirloom.
Honest to goodness, Pat, you should not use knives, okay?
You maybe should not.
That's how I make my money.
You
That's
should
how I
keep
make
eating
my
those
living.
oranges, though.
Well, I know
I got
this
old
much.
boxes.
You'll never play the violin
Yeah.
with a hand like that.
Well, I'm just saying that if we did to our boxes what you did to that orange, I would have a lot of damaged merchandise. So
You know, right now is this last couple of weeks, a lot of people have been talking about gardeners, have been talking about seed swapping.
Yes,
That's
this
a
is
big
seed
deal,
swapping
seed
season.
swapping season.
Yeah, Hamilton
And-
County gardeners are doing that big
Well,
time.
I'm also surprised how many people actually have already started their seeds. I mean, they're excited. They're in their basements. They're in their garages. They've got their grow
It's a
lights.
little
and-
early for most of them, but if you're doing peppers, you've got to get them started now.
Yeah, peppers are one of them that they've been talking about, but this is a big time for so seed swapping. Is the value in that? Just that you're
You don't have to.
swapping. You're not paying for.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
don't have
really like wife swapping.
No.
Much different.
No, see,
You're not looking for a better.
No, the fruit
better-
puts
So
out
this
a lot
is-
of seeds, and you can swap because sometimes they're kind of expensive, and you can swap your good seeds for somebody else's good seeds, and it's just
Well, the question that keeps coming up for many is, where are you buying your seeds? That seems to be a big question. So maybe there's some companies that aren't as good with seeds. Maybe
I don't
or-
know very many people who buy from the seed catalogs anymore. Most people that I am aware of are buying them from
Dick
the
Crum used to love them.
Yeah,
at least
but
the
you know what? I
catalog,
think
so.
that
used
was
to
all
love
the
to talk
start of
about,
his
right.
year. Yep, like the seed catalog comes. But I think probably the unusual seeds, the unusual tomatoes.
Well, certainly
those you
heirloom
buy all
tomatoes, those are
those
hard to find.
online. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of varieties of.
And that's
say,
part of the fun of being a gardener,
Yeah.
right? Is that you're
Yeah.
trying new things and looking for new
It's
seeds.
a
love-
perfect,
they
it's a
love to
perfect
plant.
family business for somebody who's a gardening freak.
So rule of thumb, for most spring things that you want to set out is you look at your frost-free date, which we always say is about the 10th to the 15th of May, and then you would back off about 6 weeks.
Oh.
And then, and of course, there's going to be exceptions to that.
Wait. So you back up 6 weeks for what? Right?
To start your seed.
To start your
Yeah.
seed.
So
6 weeks from frost-free date.
Right.
Going backwards.
And
Going
frost-free
backwards
date
would be about mid-March.
Okay.
First, second, week of March, somewhere that is ideally where you would start.
Explain the difference between frost-free and freeze-free, because a lot of people get those mixed
They
up,
really do.
including me.
So freeze-free is about the third week of April. So that's just what we're talking about. That's actually, the plants, you can't have the plant outside. The temperature is going to go below 32. It's going to kill that plant. Frost-free is
Mother's Day.
It can be in the Mother's Day and we certainly can have frost after. We've had frost, late frost, but the temperature is generally above 32, but frost can form 36, 37, 38, and that can kill your vegetation. So you try to get it out after that.
Okay.
So.
Okay. That was helpful.
Well, try to be.
Remember last year when we bought those glow plants? You bought those those plants that glowed in the dark.
They're coming.
They worked a little bit, but those never really turned out as
you would really
wild as we
have
thought.
to. I just don't think the genetics of the plant, number one, is very good because I tried cutting those things back to try to get to them to thicken up, and it just did not act like a very common, what I know as a vegetative petunia. It was very, like it just didn't want to vine out and thicken up. It wanted to shoot off like oddball.
Wild.
Hey, Pat, you know who's somebody that knows a lot about vegetative petunias?
It's Michaelis is who I generally go
I'm
to.
telling you what, they are the vegetative folks.
Yeah. Do you have them already on?
No.
Oh,
You
there
can
we
bring
go.
them up. Cody is going to join us, I think.
Cody Hill? Cody Hill?
Sir. Hey, guys.
Cody Hill?
Yes, sir.
Is that
Hey,
you?
guys.
You owe me money.
That's me.
Pat's been looking for you.
You owe me money, man.
Cody, you've got an interesting title. It's Director of Reconstruction. So you're either in facial plastic surgery or you're in construction.
Or he works in the office.
Or he works in the office.
Reconstructing it.
That's right. I run the reconstruction and waterproofing and foundation and concrete lifting, just the day-to-day operations to make sure everything goes smooth for customers.
How many people are using concrete lifting? Because we've all got those sidewalks in the back, they've got the stress crack breaks, and one part of your sidewalk will jump up an inch, and it's a toe stopper or easy to trip. How many people really fix that stuff?
I can tell you, not enough. I think that's because just not enough people know it's an option.
Totally agree with you.
Most people they'll re-pour it, right? And they find out afterwards, hey, there's a better and cheaper option out there, and you don't have to worry about your concrete not matching and all that fun stuff.
Walk us through, if somebody has a sidewalk that has sunken down, walk us through how you repair that.
Yeah, sure. So the first thing that we'll do typically to prevent binding, we'll grind out or saw cut the expansion joints. That's the first thing we'll do. And then we'll drill these small holes through the slab, and then we'll inject it with a really strong closed cell foam. And what that does is it comes out in liquid form, and it lifts all the concrete back into place so it's back where it was whenever you first had it poured. It's a really cool process to watch.
How do you do that so that it doesn't overlift the slab?
Yeah, there's certainly a method with it, and sometimes you can slab jack and just get it, kind of placed where you want to.
And then
it's
fill
a really
under.
slow. Yeah, it's a sensitive process. Because you can overlift it certainly. So
How many? Okay.
That's why our guys are certified.
Let's say you have a 3 foot by 3 foot slab. How many holes do you drill? And do you have a level that you put on it so that you can measure when it gets to where you want it to be? How do you do that?
Yeah, we'll put a level between both slabs there, and and that's how we do that.
Okay.
Did slab lifting come from cosmetic surgery industry?
You mean like butt lifting?
It was kind of inspiring to them.
Butt lifts?
Lifting. Is that?
See,
do you
I told
know?
you he was in plastic surgery. That's where he came from.
Is that where it derived
probably.
from?
Not to my knowledge, but maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, just seemed logical to me. All right, so what else is going on at Michaelis?
We're coming into spring. This is the time to get stuff done. We all know that with rain comes water. So, get the concrete lifted now before the summer. We do basements. We get those things dry and crawl space encapsulations, remediation, radon. And then obviously all of our
yada. Man, you do a lot of
emergency
stuff.
Services.
Man, you do a lot of stuff. But you know what? And if you do have a loved one, sometimes mom and dad, grandma and grandpa don't think about, that
Slap
trip
jacket.
hazard.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be a bad
What a great
idea
present
next time
for 'em.
you're,
Really
Hey,
a great present.
I was going to get you that favorite bottle of bourbon, that whiskey, but instead, we're going to fix your sidewalk.
We're going to jack your slabs, Grandpa.
Yeah. So.
Hey, that's right. I've stubbed my toe one too many times carrying in groceries, and it's pretty cool. We can fix that.
It's really dangerous. Hey, Cody, thanks very much.
Nice to meet you, buddy.
Yep.
Hey, thank you guys. Have a good weekend.
Cody Hill from the Michaelis Corporation. The number 844-FIX-INDY. That's 844-FIX-INDY. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
My hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beauty focus EOU. Ooh, you, ooh, I'd leave it all. My acres of land I've achieved. It may be hard for you to stop and believe, but for you, ooh, I'd leave it all. Ooh, for you.
Hey, Ethan, is Abdul working today? Do you know?
That'd be an interesting. He's probably working, but not here.
He's on at 1?
Yep.
Ask him if he wants to start early. 239-9393 is their number. I was just kidding.
We're in the famous fourth hour where Pat gets tired.
No, fourth hour is fine. It's the third hour.
Third hour that gets
Third
you.
hour is the one. It's, you're only halfway through, and you're like,
And I want to thank the ladies from Nested Spaces again, Whitney and Christy. That was really,
That was
I
a
learned
good
a lot.
segment.
I want to learn more about that deodorizer thing because I am going to get one for your truck. What's it called? Blue Wave? What is it called? Blue Wave?
Blue Wave.
Blue Wave. Yeah, we should try that.
Fresh Wave.
Fresh Wave. Or a Fresh
No,
Wave.
a Blue Wave is when the Colts play well.
Blue Wave is.
Carol joins us on the program.
pretty
Hi,
rare.
Carol.
Hi, how are y'all doing?
We're doing good. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah. So I've got all these cedars that are coming up all over the yard. And I heard you talking to the guy about the suckers like daubing them with the brush killer. But I've got so many of these, that's kind of unrealistic.
Thanks for your call, Carol. We wish you a great weekend.
Yeah. So I take it.
That's it.
So you said it's in the lawn, so it's not in a mulched area or anything like that.
Right, yeah.
So you can actually get like an applicator sponge. We used to sell them, but they never really
The
sold
drag
great.
behind sponges thing?
No, it was a you loaded the Roundup or whatever brush killer in the handle of it, and it just came out onto a sponge, and you just kind of walked and tapped.
Oh, that's a good product. What
And
they,
you don't have to bend over.
Right.
but though you
Like
don't
the
have
bingo
those.
marker on a stick?
Yeah, so
like a dauber.
Exactly, a dauber.
You didn't say you were Catholic, Carol.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
I've heard you guys talk
We
about it.
sure know a lot about the Catholic faith.
There we go, girl.
No, but seriously, we've got hundreds of them. I mean,
Yeah.
I can take a picture and show you because they're all kind of that reddish brown right now.
Yep.
But they're everywhere.
Yes. So
I still say you can wear them down mowing them, but Pat says
You can-
that
well,
it stimulates them too much.
But you can mow them, but then you need to follow it up with a lawn weed killer.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
would mow them, wait a little bit, let some green tissue get out, and then put a treatment of weed and feed or just weed killer on it, and you can spray that, and that should zap them.
What if she just cut cut it every time? Would it eventually wear it down? And
Well, what they do is they
Pat
get
says it takes
thick.
too long.
It'll still, you won't be able to get them all because they'll be down below the blade, and they'll split, and then they get like this. Have you ever seen around trees when people like take the brush, the line trimmer, and they cut them, and then it becomes this thicket of these little stems.
Hey, Carol, do us a favor. Whatever you do, give us a call back a month after you start the treatment, because I'd really like to know how it works. And if you're not going to do anything, that's okay. Don't call us.
Okay.
Okay.
So just like a weed and feed.
A
and
weed and feed. Yep.
After you whack them.
Yep.
After
When
you
they
whack
that
'em.
won't hurt the grass.
when they
Okay.
when they green up, cut them and wait about a week before you cut them again, and then go ahead and use the weed and feed.
Okay.
And,
All right.
and remember,
Hey, Carol.
each time you do it, you say, "I'm gonna get you, sucker."
Hey, Carol,
Yeah.
do you want to hang out after the show?
She does sound
I'm
like
gonna
fun.
check out the
doesn't
new boom guards
All right.
in Greenfield.
All right. See you later.
Oh yeah.
Bye.
See you.
Check out the new boom guards. Yes, that's right.
What is that?
It's a new kind of I think they're kind of more like they are home and garden and almost
Hold on.
like your
Let's-
Tractor
let's bring-
Supply kind
let's
of
bring her
place.
back up.
What's it called?
Carol,
Boom gardens?
what's a boom garden?
Gardens.
Well, I said it wrong. It's Baumgars, and they took over. It's kind of like a TSC, but they moved into the old Gander Mountain building up here in Greenfield.
Oh, okay.
Huge
Got it.
building.
Okay, thanks.
I'll be darned.
You can go back to work now.
You want to hang out, Carol?
I just hung up on her a
So
second.
after at the end of every show, remember when when I would fill in for Pidge, and Vince was our sports,
Right? Vince Welch.
and then every day, not every day, but I would say, "Hey Vince, want to hang out after the show?" And he'd go, "No,
no." Hey, speed round's coming up, Patrick.
Wonder what that was about.
Yeah, he didn't like
I don't
it.
know.
I mean, you're a fun guy.
Yeah, we share a birthday, you know.
Oh, you do? What is
August
that, like
4th.
August 4th?
August
You
4th.
and,
Barack Obama,
President
And
Obama.
Jeff Gordon?
Yeah, Jeff Gordon, Queen Mom,
and
Queen Mom.
Tom,
God rest
my
her
cousin, or my niece. I mean, oh boy.
This is going well, Pat.
Yeah. So
anyway, speed round's coming up,
Okay.
brother.
Should I lock it out now?
I think so.
I think he's telling you to do it.
I'll
He
say
doesn't.
it.
If I tell him to do it, he'll never do it.
No, you know what I'm going to do? I like to retro stuff.
Okay.
Do retro. 1070 WIBC.
Oh, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end. The final segment.
Thank
The
goodness.
segment that we call the speed round.
We call it salvation.
We take your calls at 239-9393.
We call it the promised land.
Maybe you want to talk about fertilizer,
Number
when to put
16
weed
of
killer
16
on,
segments.
why your grass won't grow under a tree. We take those calls. We take them quick.
Oh,
we give you a quick answer.
I think we call it amazing.
We send you on your
grace.
way. We take the next caller, 239-9393. Speed Round is brought to you by
The pride of Bartholomew County, Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy. Indiana-made Smith Brothers Furniture. Mattresses made in Indiana, Patrick. And maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles. It's ThompsonFurniture.net.
Who's ready for the Speed Round? Who?
Let's
You?
go.
No, you're not
No,
ready.
I'm ready.
You?
Ethan's ready.
Charles is ready.
Let's go.
This will be quick.
No, it won't.
Born ready.
Hello, Charles.
Oh, I love that answer. I was born ready.
Let's
what-
go, Charles.
That's what Dale Evans always said to Roy Rogers.
You got me at the top. I can feel my neck creaking, so I got to talk real fast here because otherwise I'll break the sound barrier. Anyway, God bless all of you out there. A happy March the 1st, and you and everybody, and to Sasha for her Academy Award updates. And can I throw one out there to Elaine, the lady of the laundromat? She's having some problems with her legs, but she's still a long-time listener since the beginning of the time. But just listening to you fellows, she said brightens her up every Saturday.
What's her name?
I call it Elaine, the lady of the laundromat.
Elaine, the laundromat.
There's some of them out there at Crestwood that you have an entire coven of people way up in their years that enjoy.
Now, a coven is a bunch of witches. You be careful with that one, Charles.
Well, hello to Crestview. Crestview?
I said that, but what I was calling about, of course, I've been watching Academy Award. That's my early Christmas tomorrow. I've been watching since I was a grade schooler back in 1957, 8 going on 9, when they didn't start till 8 o'clock or 9, and Dad put a sleeping bag on the living room floor. I remember him, Mom, and my brother looking down and said, "Okay, little man, don't forget school tomorrow." But I've told people, people bet on anything. What you don't want to do is on the Academy Awards. I'm going to try and take a deep breath and rattle those off.
Real quick. We got some other
Fast as
callers.
I can. 1, don't vote for what's making the most money.
Okay.
2, don't vote for what's most popular. And 3, above all, don't vote for your favorite. I'll give you 3 examples real quick. Okay, 1981, Raiders Lost Ark comes out, one of the greatest adventure pictures. What wins? Chariots of Fire.
Oh, that's right.
98, Saving Private Ryan, one of the greatest war pictures ever made. Who wins? Shakespeare in Love. But the ultimate kick in whatever direction you're facing, 1977, Star Wars comes out. There were people, they converted theaters so they could show it 24 hours a day. Who wins? Annie Hall from Woody Allen. So I felt that tremor in the force.
Thanks for the warning.
I almost mentioned Gene Hackman. I missed him by 10 minutes getting to talk to him. There's an author, I don't know if he's still alive, named Adam Kennedy.
Oh, he's dead.
And he's from Indiana. He wrote a book called The Domino Principle. And in the book, Gene Hackman's character is up in Terre Haute prison, whatever it was, and they recruit him to be an assassin. And at the last minute, they canceled the thing back in 77. So when the tour was going to be, he never made it to Indiana. So
there you go. Charles, thank you very much for the call. Thanks for holding on. It's always great. You know, Charles was talking about, the people up in the years. I always tell Beth, it's like, you be good to me. I pretty much can date any 90-year-old in this city.
Well, that's a threat.
I'm serious.
Me.
That's how I'm serious.
You are hot for the 90s. The 90-year-olds.
All right.
Brett hot?
Brett joins me. Brett. Poor eyesight.
Hi, guys. My question real quickly is, what can I do about a pine squirrel that keeps getting in our attic? We have gone through the outside of the house to try to patch up any holes and do things like that, and no matter what, they seem to still keep finding a way in.
And you haven't found that spot where they're coming in?
Well, we found another one just now, but I've gone up in the attic and I've put things in the attic, all of the little balls that are supposed to smell bad that'll keep them out, and I've got probably hundreds of those things up in the attic now.
What about a boom box? What about
a
boom box? You want to drive them out with sound, thumping bass. That really makes it.
And I would do that in, not solid. I would turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off.
Okay.
So, but I will. We got to run. It's speed round, So, but what I would do is, if there's any rotting wood, I would try to reinforce that and get some hardware cloth, something. But I mean, there's no way that a little squirrel should be able to get into the envelope of your building. So, you just stay with it, because don't give up. That's ridiculous. John joins us on the program. Hey, John.
Hi, how are you? How do you kill euonymus? My neighbor planted that, and it's taken over my yard and house.
That's why it's banned now in Indiana, So euonymus, because it's got a waxy leaf, is yours in the lawn or in a mulched area?
It's in the lawn. It came through the fence from their yard, and it's in the lawn. It's climbing up the side of the house.
Okay.
Man, I'd call Morgan & Morgan.
I think what I would do is I would start with a selective weed killer, and I would recommend there's one called, I'm going to put you on hold there. There's one called Roundup for Lawns, not regular Roundup, because that'll kill your grass. Roundup for Lawns, and then mix a little bit of dish soap in with it, because the waxy coating on the euonymus leaf will just allow the weed killer to kind of ball and roll off. So a little bit of soap in there, Roundup for Lawns, and just spray it. But I would spray them. It'll take a little bit, every 2-3 weeks, and just see what that does.
You are really good.
And then ideally, you'd have to go back to a non-selective, and that goes right back to all the problems we talk about. It'll kill the grass.
Well, there you go, John.
Uh-oh. I had a question from someone.
Yes.
And I'm going to be honest here. Open up, honest hour. I actually hung up on him.
Oh.
So that was a problem, but I do remember his question.
Okay.
So he wants to know.
What made you so mad?
I don't know. I think it was
his
just
attitude.
I think the speed round really got me going.
Yeah.
I was really excited about it.
Sometimes people come in hot.
Yeah. So he wants to know tips on growing grass in areas that are shaded by something. So
okay,
your house.
That's great, and I don't like to pass those along because, most of our profit comes from grass seed in shaded areas. The problem with growing grass in shaded areas, even when you buy a dense shade mix, if you read the fine print, It's not all that fine. It's on the back. It'll say needs 3 to 4 hours worth of sunlight. So what will happen is if you cultivate the soil, plant the seed, put some starter fertilizer down, it will come up and you will be very happy. And it will thicken up a little bit. You'll be happy. Put some more fertilizer, you'll be happy. And then you go to the lake, and then all of a sudden it's not looking very good, and you blame yourself. And really the only thing that happened is the canopy of the trees fully leaf out and have now reduced the amount of light under the tree, and the grass dies. So, moral of the story. Moral. There's a moral here.
Yeah, okay.
If you're not getting 3 to 4 hours of sunlight, the grass isn't going to grow there. So those are areas that then you smartly, instead of looking like a muddy mess, you would take that area and then you would make it into a mulched area. And I wouldn't recommend ground cover because I think that's causes some maintenance issues. I would do some specimen perennials so that any weeds that come up, you could hit them with Roundup, and your neighbors would go, "Oh, look,
I just got a text message.
Tom put in a mulched bed."
I just got a text message and says, "Why did your producer hang up on me?" Huh?
Did you really? Wow.
That person had your number to call?
Oh,
you?
yeah.
That's because it's Jane.
Had to be somebody.
You hung up on my
It's his wife, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's key. But you know what? Don't pass that around, because we sell a lot of grass seed. Most of it's for the shade. And they trick you too, because they'll say dense shade. What do you think of when if I said dense shade? What do you think of?
My
Underneath
house.
You think of dense shade, right?
Dense shade.
That's not what they're
sun
talking
peeking
about.
through.
No, dense shade is 3 to 4 hours. And what do you think of? We have one called Shady Nooks.
Shady Nooks?
Yeah.
That sounds like a hotel.
Yeah.
It sounds
Okay.
cozy.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys have dinner last night?
Shady
Nooks.
Oh boy.
Ooh,
I didn't even think about that.
Hey, don't forget JMV is tonight from 6 until 11 or 6 until 12?
6 till midnight.
6 till midnight, 105.7. He's our buddy.
And you also hear John Monday through Friday on The Fan. That is 97.5 and 107.5.
93.5 and 107.5. Right, The Fan.
107.5.
93.5, 107.5, The Fan.
I always like to put the point in there. 107.5. You're not into the point?
I think it ages you.
Did they? Does it really?
Yeah.
Did they throw that out?
Out.
Hey, speaking of aging, Abdul's coming up next. 93 WIBC.